Hey, welcome back to Métropole Grid. My name is Andre.
I'm Patrick.
Thanks for tuning in. The name of this stream was chosen by Patrick.
Right, after my first and better suggestions were rejected.
They were. Hopefully you're doing well. It is February 22nd, 2024, year of our Lord. That's 22224.
And our Lord, of course, being Patrick.
Patrick. Everyone is doing well. Firstly, Lucille excited for Thursday Grid. Sneaks in there when the stream's not on, figures out that that's some sort of spot you can get to.
Yeah.
It's so wild. Nice. I'm so impressed constantly by that.
Thank you, really William, cool. for giving a thumbs up right at the start.
Yeah, that's the good time to do it.
Good engagement.
A lot of good Pat engagement. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? Hey, Pat time. Sophie, how you doing? What a handsome duo. Brennan, thank you. It's the 23rd already over here in Europe.
It's the 23rd already over here in Europe. Hang on a second.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I guess so. I'll have to take their word for it.
Yo, Chenchling, Lusangren, how's it going? Diojin as well. Patu Bola won the 2024 H1CO Tattoo Bola last weekend, and it's beautiful, so I've been meaning to find an excuse to play a Tattoo Bola deck. We're getting too used to looking up there. Very bad eye contact, very strange vibe. No,
where should I be looking?
Technically here.
Really? Okay, sure.
How you doing, Pat?
I'm doing great, but sometimes this isn't picking up the messages that are up there.
No, it just does it slightly slower. They should all be there. I think they are all there.
No, Brennan's isn't.
It's right there.
Yeah, just now. Okay.
It's been there for a bit.
It wasn't there.
How's everyone doing? Today we got a good stream. We have Pat here. So the big thing that we're going to do is Pat wrote a short story on the NSG website. It feels like it was years ago now. It wasn't that long.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was about 2 weeks ago, which in the modern days is like basically a lifetime. A few generations have passed since I wrote that story.
This kicked off, mind you, the spoiler season largely for the set of which name I remember constantly.
Say it.
Rehearsal. Rebellion with
Roar.
RWR.
Yeah.
The new set that's coming out March-ish?
Yeah, I guess. I can't say.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what I can say.
Gustavo Hyperbrew, hey, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. Also, Eric.
Oh, hey, cool.
Hey, it's a cool stream. How you doing? I'm here for the Arkham content. Hemlock releases tomorrow. Yeah, William.
Yeah, okay. Don't
get down to our level.
Should not have mentioned that, honestly.
You just struck a nerve real bad, and now you're gonna catch a stray, and this is how it's gonna go. Welcome to Canada, where our content comes out 10 years too late. Apparently, it keeps slipping.
It's rough.
The release date now, it's March, if we're lucky.
We didn't get the 80s until the 90s.
No.
And we're not getting Hemlock Vale until March.
We haven't got the early 2000s yet.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Creed.
Like the band?
Yeah, the band. I've just heard they're good.
I've heard promising stuff about that Kurt Cobain guy.
Yeah, he seems fun. He's going to stick around.
Oh, Jesus, we got dark. Rebellion Without Rehearsal is such a metal name for set. It's a good name for... Okay, it's a great name, but it's not going to be an easy name for this guy to remember.
Yes, so, okay. Yeah, it's a mouthful, and if your job is speaking...
Yeah. We'll get there. Yeah, we talked about this a bit. I think I asked you the fact that like set names do get translated across languages.
Yeah, they do.
Is there any language in which a set name is more poetic than we have it? They just get a better deal.
That's a good question, and I'm not sure what the answer is, because of course I help out on like the front side of the translations, but I don't actually take a look at what happens on the back side of the translations.
Okay. So you don't, okay. So if you know what Midnight Sun is in your language, it probably is going to sound quite nice. Midnight Sun sounds a bit mystical, but I imagine it sounds better in Italian, like most things.
I don't know. I think Midnight Sun is one of those beautiful phrases in the English language, but maybe it's because of what it connotes.
Haitian Creole is super poetic. Is this game translated into Haitian Creole? There's no way.
We can probably get a Haitian Creole translator.
That's cool. Nobody's ever going to say after it comes out, nobody ever says set names, just cycle names. That's honestly kind of an issue. A little bit. Like... So this is more of an issue that after a set comes out, and I don't mean a set, like a cycle comes out. If you ask me what came out in Parhelion and what came out in Borealis, it's not called that. Midnight Sun, you see, there we go. I couldn't tell you. Just like I couldn't tell you what comes in Uprising or Downfall.
I can completely separate Parhelion and Midnight Sun.
It's because you worked on it.
I don't think it is. I think it's because that's the way I work. Like I think I can mostly separate a lot of the early cycles into their data packs as well.
Yes, you can do that. I don't think that is a skill a lot of other people
I think that's the thing that most people can do, because I don't want to assume that I'm better than anyone to like a pathological degree.
No, just different. You're okay with different.
You could have. Okay, it's fine.
I'm not supporting that kind of talk.
Wow, can't wait to read a short story out loud and deal with the fallout of that.
Administer the pop quiz. Yeah, okay. Name the 6 packs from Spin Cycle.
From Spin Cycle?
Yeah, we went that far back. Could have gone farther.
Mala Tempora.
Good name.
Second.
What Lies Ahead?
No,
that's the last of the first one.
What Lies Ahead was the first of the Genesis cycle.
Oh shit! Right. Okay. What's the one Jackson was in? That was the big one.
Jackson was in, I think, Opening Moves.
Yeah, first one of the first.
Yeah, and there was one that started with the word second. Like, I don't think it's Second Opinion. It's like
23 seconds. It's way later.
This is way later. Double Time was the end of the Spin Cycle.
Yeah. No Time to Die.
No Time to Die. Spectre.
Spectre.
I didn't actually see Spectre.
I don't know if I did.
Okay.
Ghostfall.
Sure. Yeah. Weird West Edition.
Maybe the IDs if I'm lucking. I worked on it. Can't separate which half. Yeah, like I don't know which half S is from. Which half is S from?
It's just from Midnight Sun. All the runners were in Midnight Sun.
Wait, really? It's that clean?
Yeah.
So what was the other half?
Other half was
Corpse?
Well, okay, technically not all the runners. Other half was Isuak, Thule, and Nova plus Ampere.
Nova. Yeah. No, honestly, don't know.
Aloha, David.
Yeah, David's well. How you doing? How's earlier Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a really weird day. I messed up my food schedule. I'm like a cat.
And we have to pay for it.
We have to pay for it.
You made a mistake and we suffer.
I accidentally did like a really big intermittent fast, and then we had to eat a lot of dinner very quickly, which is a risky endeavor because my stomach is not, it's a bit of a capricious feller. So you can't like load up and then just assume that you're going to have a smooth stream. So my blood sugar, it's weird.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah.
Fear and Loathing, True Colors, and Second Thoughts.
Second Thoughts.
Are what remains of the Spin Cycle, yeah.
So this came up early, and we probably should spend more time going into it. But for the FFG old heads, what was the best cycle? I know what you're gonna say.
I mean,
what was the best cycle? FFGs.
I think it is the Africa cycle, which I
not what I thought you were gonna say.
I mean, I feel like you want me to say Sansan.
I thought you would say Sansan,
which is my favorite cycle.
Yeah, exactly. But why did you say something else?
Oh, because I think the best cycle.
Because you knew what I thought it was expecting.
Well, there's that exactly. This is Yomi. I'm like 2 steps ahead.
I know.
I'm 23 seconds ahead.
Hey, that's
but no, I think like, I think the Santan cycle was like had a lot of highs and lows. But I loved the individual theming of the data packs for one thing.
Yeah, that was
a really fun aspect of it that I hope to someday recreate in some way with the way Null Signal Games does it.
Just to explain how this works. So Sansan cycle was a really cool cycle because it was kind of colorful and it focused on an area. A lot of the other, for those who hadn't played back in the day, so the first cycle was Genesis, and it was just like, here's not some really stuff you need. Yeah, like the core set 2.0. Yeah. And then we had Spin, which was focusing mostly on bad publicity.
And double events.
Double events, which none of that really worked, but whatever, they tried. And then Lunar came out. Lunar had a narrative.
Story, yeah. You were following month to month. Like Nasir Madan's trip up to the moon to collect a rogue AI or whatever it was.
Yes. And then he ran in with Rachel Beckman, and I'm pretty sure he went to the Aesop's pawn shop, but I can't prove that.
I don't think we ever met Leela. We don't know any of Leela's story.
No, a lot of the characters didn't get any attention.
But yeah, that was a solid story.
Yeah, for those again who don't know, the way that this stuff used to come out is like every month you'd get a product, which would be 20 more cards and a bit of narrative, which was like kind of a fun thing. But then we had Sansan, which was like the first time where the whole cycle, mind you, Lunar all happened on the moon, so this was a bit different. But not only was this all taking place in the south, it was on the west coast, right?
San Francisco, San Diego.
Exactly, Sansan. But also every single individual pack
was like a region, a sub-region of that, and devoted to that. And it was so cool. The valley was like the business tech area.
Yep.
Breaker Bay was the university. I loved that.
Yes.
The cycle of 4 ice named after famous scientists, including one that was science fictional, which I thought was great.
The 3-in-1 or whatever. Yeah, really good. Chrome City is then crime and cybernetics. Yeah. No, not crime. Chrome City was just cybernetics. Geist was Underway.
Yeah, exactly. The Underway was
crime.
It was like the underground. Yeah. Old Hollywood was Hollywood, which I love. Like there was a lot of fun theming in there.
And the Universe Tomorrow was like the
expo.
What did they call those old expos we used to do when we showed off how we made popcorn?
A World Fair.
Yeah, it was like a World's Fair.
Yeah. Well, the one where you go into a hotel and you never come back. And,
yeah. Really cool set.
Batty. Love Batty.
Sansan did have Batty. Yeah. Great. Hey Jai, how's it going? Are we making Andre name Netrunner sets? I don't think I could actually name many of them, let alone tell you what was in each of them. That is something that Patrick can specifically do.
Yeah. Well, we could argue that the Parhelion, that the Borealis cycle is more of a location based.
Yeah.
And arguably the Liberation Cycle is more story based. But I think there is, of course, story in Borealis, and there's like certainly like it's firmly set in Brazil in the other one.
Borealis feels like there's 4 or 5 different narratives going on in the same place. I think Liberation does very much feel like a place because it is a place, but most of the stories overlap a bit tighter.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Like, this is not criticism. They're both great, but like, yeah, I think Liberation really feels like you're somewhere else. Like, to me, you kind of get that sort of like San vibe where it's this is all one place, which is cool.
Or Mumbad too. Like, Mumbad had an interesting story and it had a sense of place so thoroughly and firmly. I really love that.
But it didn't. I don't think the story was there.
I mean, it was present. Like
the locations were present. I don't think the story was present.
Click on Fear the Masses.
Yeah, but that's the coolest card.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this is literally the coolest card. Yo, I don't think I said hi, Jenny. How's it going? Satellite Uplink Leland Space. Yeah, there was like a couple cards of the art on it, but like Leland never showed up in any of the narrative.
Like she's a pragmatist.
No.
What does that mean?
She is a trained pragmatist.
I
thought it was trained pugilist because that makes way more sense.
Exactly, because she's got but no, she's a pragmatist.
I know writers who use subtext and they're all cowards.
That's the second time we've mentioned Garth Marenghi's Dark Place tonight.
Yes. My 2 favorite locations for all Never an Expansion: California and all of Africa. So it's not all of Africa.
Yeah, it was definitely around Lake Victoria.
Specifically, Uganda. Yeah, so it's not all of Africa. It is all like the what is it? The White Nile, Lake Victoria. It's where Jinja is a real place on Lake Victoria. Yeah, it's a real thing. Yeah,
down the White Nile, Katara cycle.
That's it. Make a run at HQ. You can have 6 of these in your deck. If successful, instead of accessing cards, force the corp to trash the top card of R&D. You may reveal X copies of Premiere to force the corp to trash additional cards. So if you get a lot of clicks on a turn, it was trash. What is it? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So the reason I wanted to click on this set though is because it has the Price of Freedom, right?
So that is the only narrative beat that I remember.
But that's one thing I love is like it is so firmly a narrative forward card.
But to me, it seems like there was one narrative across like 4 cards, and then everything else was just stuff that was like vaguely themed for the area.
You know that? Yeah, that's fair actually.
Right? Like this has a story about 2 sisters. One of them is a runner. The other is another character you can play, and one was killed. And it's powerful for many reasons. And that was the big part of the narrative. But like, I think also a bummer about this is like this is Jasminder, and Jasminder
not really playable,
unfortunately. Never was relevant as an ID, so the narrative's kind of like it didn't capture people because nobody very few people cared to be Jasminder because Jasminder's ability stunk.
It's man, what a less than mediocre ability. It could be like even in like a what am I saying, like a meta that was so tag heavy, it didn't feel worthwhile to play Jasminder. It was still better to play almost anyone else. Like in my case, Sunny.
Cannot be avoided.
And there's that. So this came out approximately 6 months after Jasminder came out.
Yeah, apparently in testing, this was just not fun when it could be avoided. And there's a reason to play Jasminder, so there's never a reason to play Jasminder. Yeah, the really weird thing too is that the first time each turn you would take one of our tags prevents one tag. So there was a lot of situations in which if you didn't take the tag, so Funhouse is still worded like this as much as it wasn't out. It's give the end the run unless the runner takes a tag. So if you avoid the tag, you end the run.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
40 card 17 influence is still not, but I play that. Yeah, no. If
this was 40,
the biggest issue, if this was in criminal, you might consider it
because there's enough interesting criminal cards
that allow you to tag yourself.
Yeah,
I think there's only one Shaper card that allow you to tag yourself. It was Code Siphon, and it was bad.
Well, also Maya, her console.
Oh yeah, that was a good console. Yeah, just Code Siphon and Maya. Maya's actually like a legitimately super cool console.
Yeah, but people played Maya, but they didn't play Jasminder.
Yeah, exactly. Because this was cool. Mind you, Burner, the upcoming card. Just a touch of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
A little soupçon.
I wonder if Jasminder would have been good today. Just eat R plus alive. Yeah, I think you're more likely to see Jasminder like Airblades is the way that I think Jasminder would see. Like you have a couple charges and then it goes away.
Yeah, exactly. Like that makes sense. Like Jasminder's ability is something you put on a resource.
Maya walks up, Burner could run, damn. So yeah, you know it though. But yeah, this is a really cool ability to give Shaper creative like control over the game, which is something I think everyone wanted them to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe the new Enter tag support with Iru. I wonder if Iru's not an additional cost. I think you just get it. Yeah, so maybe you could. But like Iru's three, you know, I was gonna say XP, but influence. So
yeah, so make Jasminder neutral.
Oh boy.
Infinite influence.
The only one way that Jisminder did see play is that back in the day, there was this card.
You could rebirth into her, yeah.
Kind of unfortunately, this card existed. And so it was a 1 per deck. It cost 1 influence. It was neutral. But you could switch your ID to another ID. And so you probably think a lot of people play this creatively. They generally didn't. A lot of people just played this as they would pick an ID that had a setup text. And then become another ID that was better.
Like start as Valencia Estevez because you give the bad pub, and then you switch to Omar or something like that.
You always just switch to Omar. No matter what you were,
It's always Omar, but yeah.
So people would play ideas like this that just start with something and then just become something better. Omar was the choice. But the problem is like Rebirth was the least played out of Shaper because generally your Shaper ID you actually do build around. Yeah,
the Shaper ID is going to be relevant throughout the whole game.
To the deck
Kate,
building.
You're going to be constantly installing, and Haley is similar.
Andre, about the trans card, unfortunately this exists / sarcasm.
Wow, canceled, dude.
I don't even know what I said that in response to. I like Rebirth. I ought to hurt more like 3 influence. Yeah, I'd argue like the problem with a card like this, the limit 1 per deck. Like, okay, so there's a lot of arguments about limit 1 per decks, whether people think they're healthy or not for games. And this one I argue wasn't. Because the difference of a Valencia Estevez having the rebirth in turn 1 so that Valencia can become Omar is such a difference of a power level compared to rebirth being on the bottom of what is, mind you, a 50 card deck. And then it just became every Anarch would play Rebirth for 1 influence, and every Anarch would eventually become Omar. So for a card that promised,
we call that Omaranization, where all Anarchs eventually become Omars.
So that was unfortunate. Admittedly, though, yes, a lot of people did love this card because it represented, transformation for many reasons. That's pretty important. But,
I guess that's cool. It's too bad you didn't realize that about 60 seconds ago.
I know, my bad. It's a bummer. I think cards like this could exist. I think they have to be a bit more interesting.
I mean, I like the idea of like pulling cards from outside of your immediate deck. Like, hey, search your collection for 1 card and play it. Is a potential like.
I know we talked about this, but there's that. I want to make that criminal card that says like what. Basically, this becomes a copy in an event not in your deck. So that you're encouraged to play cards that don't see play. Okay, let's close that. Patrick,
what?
It's only 25 minutes in, so we have to play some Netrunner.
Okay, let's play a single game of Netrunner.
This is a really cool list. I talked about this list last week when I saw it sneaking up on the front page, and it's quite neat. Basically, it is the sort of op shell. A lot of people are playing Rush Op right now because it has reasonable matchups into a lot of very powerful things. You're playing 3x Virus and it works really well. And this is the version that Jai put together that Brandon won AMT with, the King won AMT with in February. And this list has a couple things going on that I thought were so refreshingly cool that made me reevaluate a bunch about op stuff. It has a bunch of tricks. It has a lot of agendas.
I see a lot of tricks, especially in this many one-off ice and things like that. I'd love to hear what is cool about it.
So one-offs and op is really good. Give me 1 second. DJ is such a fun card for that. Isn't DJ just a fixed copy of that card? It is.
It's different.
But I'd argue that DJ is also, unfortunately, I think the problem with DJ is Steve.
Yeah, I think DJ gives you a much smaller pool. Well, a very different pool of people to pull from.
Yes.
And Steve is almost always the best choice from among that pool.
It depends.
So it's actually a very similar problem to Rebirth into Omar.
It's cool that DJ Fenris is trashable and is more expensive. So that is neat, as much as it's a one of.
True.
But like becoming the DJ'd ability is nowhere near as powerful as becoming Omar in turn 1 for 0 credits and no click. So you're right. That's a much more balanced version of it. I'd argue that if Steve had more interesting text, like pick 2 different cards, I think I'd be less tired of seeing DJ Steve. And I don't think you see DJ Steve that often anymore. You used to. It used to be in every deck.
Okay.
But it's different now. I really love Fenris for all the one of agendas. Like DJ Fenris? Okay. So you're doing some basic off stuff. We have 11 agendas. So ideally we square out a hostile as our 3rd agenda, 4th agenda, because you don't want to give bad publicity. This is more agendas than many people might be comfortable with.
More different agendas, yeah.
No, just more agendas. 11's a lot.
More different agendas too.
11 and 49 is a huge number.
Yeah, and 6 different agendas.
So the problem with op, a lot of times when I play this deck, I do end up losing on R&D because every time you fire op, you take guaranteed a non-agenda of the deck.
Thinning all the defenses your agendas have in R&D. It's true.
Yes.
Which is why I love it.
Yeah. Hey, Jai, shout out to Dave96 who invaded the Chimera game last night. Told me you like to write up. Yo, Jai, nice. Well done. There's a nice write-up here for sure. Shout out a lot of the tricks.
Stab Tabby. It's a Pat stream.
So some of the tricks that I found in this list are really cool. So very common in op, you'll pop a board control.
I love
and then they have to run back. But you use op to go get the 3-coster that they currently cannot break or can't break well. And so you have generally the fork in most op decks is between, do you want to pull the Sandstone
and the run, yeah,
or do you want to pull something like a Magnet or an Afshar, which are both quite fine in different board states.
Do we have a 3-cost Sentry?
This is the first list that I've seen
there we go,
that actually plays the 3-cost Sentry.
Sentry's, Drafter's solid here.
It's weird. Draft on remote server is like not beautiful, but admittedly the runner probably doesn't want to run through a Drafter on a later turn, later click in the turn after the border control fired, because then you do have real defensive upgrades. You can bring back a Tucana. You probably used your ability, so you can't really Mavirus for a Managarm. But this is actually really cool. It's also, you kind of do face check into just about everything on central servers until you put down your programs, because a lot of times you're worried about Stavka and Stavka half run. So you generally don't commit to programs and you do a fair bit of face checking. So having a Drafter fire on central servers for a deck that actually has a fair bit of installables, let alone returning a border control or an envelopment that's gone down, is kind of really cool.
Yeah. And so this isn't doing the half run thing either.
No, it's not at all. Other stuff that's quite neat. So we have Hordon, which I think is fantastic. 2-cost slot, we actually have 2 choices of ice. Generally, the 2-cost slot in the deck gets a bit strange. So Tattoo Bola, mind you, this one's kind of fun. I've been struggling into Tattoo Bola recently because it puts you in situations where you don't want to run through the Tattoo Bola because it gives the corporation just enough money, and then you have to play around it. So sometimes you want to like stop it and like end the run. But for that reason, it's obviously quite good. And then with the Tattoo Bola, once they pass it, you can install a card. And so with that, you can install another 2-coster like a Formicary from hand and set up like Managarm Formicary combos. There's some really neat stuff you can do.
Interesting. Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. We also have Thimblerig, which we've seen this as a 2-cost code gate. You see this more often than you see Tattoo Bola. And on its own, it's good because it allows you to position your ice a bit better, because you do have a lot of positional ice in the deck, or at least some positional ice in the deck. And then the cool thing is if they ever disrespect this and go through it, you can always pull a border control from a different server and then end the run. And it gives you a lot of flexibility, and it's not bad. Other neat stuff. Again, we have the Formicary.
Yeah, Formicary, Managarm.
It's not a great card to pull from your deck and res with Op because it's not a good ice.
That's not when you use it.
Yes. Yeah. But that's the last part I really like about this deck, is it has Managarm. And I find out a lot of times once the runner gets their breakers down and you just have a remote server and you've popped one border control, maybe you have another border control, they can generally beat your ice, because your ice does not scale well into the mid to late game as much as you have really good early game ice. Like early Sandstones, early envelopments, early border controls are really hard to deal with. And that's why you, on their turn or your turn, are threatening 4 copies of Managarm Skunkworks in the deck. Because anytime you purge with Mavirus, you can go get a 2-coster. Either the Managarm at instant speed, and if you do have the Formicary, bless you, that's fantastic. Or you can go get the Tucana, which is what you'll do, even sometimes defensively. So if they steal the agenda, you'll get the ice, which is kind of fine. Yeah, I think it's cool. The one Regolith, mind you, is also very important. Sometimes your early economy is based off of getting the Regolith to connect.
I do love, like in my own op list, I sometimes run Reaper function that does do net damage and then becomes a Regolith for money on the next turn.
Yeah, to me that feels like, you have to put it out for a turn and let it live, and that's kind of like why they do Mavirus. It's just more
Mavirus
on tempo.
is
quicker,
let
alone just a good card. For the 1-cost slot, we have Tithe instead of Ice Wall. Tithe is just annoying to go through. I think there's a lot of times, again, runners do want to face check without breakers, and so if you hit a criminal's breaker in hand because the Tithe, or I guess the one of SZF, a lot of other decks are running 3 SZF because it is just nice to move your stuff around.
Malapert is also a one-off.
Yep, that's a nice one, which you can get to. I think it's neat. Winchester, very, very taxing. We're only on a single Stavka, single Winchester. I think there's other things. I forget what I wanted to do with Influence before. I think the only card that I would maybe contest is this Magnet, which I think is obviously a very good card because you can get it as a 3-coster and it has relevant tests.
I mean, you can get Magnet to fire its ability more reliably in Op than almost anywhere else.
Yes.
Because you can fire it when you need to fire it.
I would just argue that Op, out of any ID, is one of the hardest things to Trojan or Virus, because if they just goof up your Sandstone,
it is kind of risky. It's risky to Trojan anything anyway.
So I don't know. I think you could play something else here. You could shift around some influence. I'm not sure exactly what. I know we were talking about this last week, like whether you want to cut a Magnet and something and play like a Seamless or whatever like that. You have a fair bit of fast advance, one Audacity, one Slash and Burn. You want to get the Alice with the tokens. You want to rush Oaktowns, and Above the Law hits really hard.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just want to shout out Ryan and Brennan as my go-to Summoner Wars opponents these days.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we have like a little sub-thread in the NSG Discord where we send in Summoner Wars invites.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, I haven't played that game in a minute. We're now playing Arc Nova. It's great fun.
Oh, cool,
online,
yeah. I mean, it's like
us.
Us. We are right now. Oh, sorry. Let me take my turn.
Yeah, it has been your turn for a while. Actually, get used.
Okay, yeah. Okay, as soon as I walked in here, you said it was my turn.
It was,
and then you also said that you're getting better.
Yes, I've been better at waiting.
Okay,
but it's because my game is not going well. My initial inspiration for going back to Skunk was thinking, man, the 2-cost slot really stinks once you draw both ice. Yeah, it gets kind of bad.
Stinks more when you got a Skunk.
I'm terrible. Sorry, Brennan. Yo, Mushin, kind of hilarious to be Wayland importing cheap ETRs. Yeah, it's just a 2-cost slot. Like, this is actually something that needs to be looked at if you haven't seen it. And this is whenever new cards come out, new sets come out, put this into context. I think cost is P for some reason. Maybe it's C. No, that would be... Whatever, we'll try.
Well, P might be play.
Nope, this is right. No, that's not right. Is it P?
Nope.
What's the... That's strength. P is strength. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
So we want to do standard. What is the... Okay, hold on. It said there. Did you see it? Cost is O. So what you owe to res it.
Oh, yeah.
So if you look at the 2-cost ice, right? Like,
okay,
it's weird. Ablative, I don't know if you want to do it. Technically it works, but you only want to res this with op when they're running that server. Authenticators gives them too many options. Bloom is terrible. Diviner's not what you want. Echo's not what you want. Engram's bland. Formicare we have. Halfrun, you could play. It's influence. Jua's not that bad of a card. Mirage is its own thing. Naja's kind of, but Odoroshi's its own thing. Owl is its own thing. Ping is fine, but we have no tags.
Ping is interesting, but like not in this deck necessarily.
Sadaka Sandstorm are its own thing. There's just like not a lot of 2-cost reasonable ice. VSA, Vasilisa, White Space, Wave, Wraparound. Like Wraparound I've seen in other op decks.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually a relatively good card in the modern meta because you can't slap Vandal it. It's hard to eat through this with Audrey. I think this is the only other 2-coster that I really want to play. But like we used to see White Space in some weird op decks. I think
it was fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Owl.
Thimblerig is interesting. Oh yeah,
we have Thimblerig. We're playing Thimblerig. Yeah, it's good.
Just to Sinchling and Cold Lava are saying cost is 0, no, cost is 2. Just have to make sure that they know they're incorrect.
Cost is 0. Oh yeah, cost is 0. Thank you.
Cost is
Cold Lava. No love my op streams at Jai. Sorry, Jeff. All right, let's get this shot. I think we might have played this one before. Do you play op, but you always play a strange op.
Yeah, I like doing weird tricksy stuff with op. I like popping border control into an enemy because that works. Yeah. You do the damage before the run is ended. And sometimes with enough damage from other sources, that is enough to finish the runner.
Yes.
In other ways. I know it's not effective, but I have fun
but
with
you
it.
Play some sort of I know you play SDS. Like you play usually. A prison.
A little bit of a prison. Yeah, absolutely.
Which like that's not a value judgment. It's just like I know you play a different thing. And for what it's worth, I think there's some argument.
Nothing says this is a value judgment.
What?
Like saying
this is not
a value judgment. I wasn't thinking it was.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Cool. Sorry, everyone.
I literally shouted out. I've won a game or two out of Redacted. I don't know what that means.
We might be talking about Summoner Wars. Yeah, I mean, like I'm not good at Summoner Wars. I like playing it. I especially like playing it asymmetrically. It's really fun on the app.
You mean asynchronously?
Well, see, each faction is different from one another. But I mean asynchronously. Yeah. Like I'm really enjoying the two new factions, especially the Forged and the Deepwood Croaks, the Frogs and Cogs. Big fans of both.
I think I picked up a couple of the sets, but it's not a big hit around here. But I like the
cloaks. You think?
Yeah, the cloaks.
Yeah,
the ones that like equip stuff and move around.
The cloaks can like really do some fun like skateboard tricks to the other side of the map.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey Matthew, how's it going? Swing in and say hey. Hey, hopefully you're doing well. Thanks for dropping in. I didn't see it on Andre's screen, so I forgot that you had when Reddit. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. If you want to see more op content, there's a lot of really good op content. Jeff's been doing a lot, having people drop in different op players that are playing different archetypes.
Or should we say drop in?
See you next week.
Okay, yeah, we can just exit now. Probably best if people don't hear me talk for a little while.
Okay. I'm gonna let me do this. Hey, best of luck. Have fun. So we're playing against Ken. Yeah. So run events are guaranteed. Border control is pretty good into inside job.
I mean, we've got a pretty defensive hand. I'd rather have
a play to make.
A play to make. Yeah, exactly.
So this is the thing that I still struggle against op. It's like our centrals can be relatively soft. Obviously, HQ we have to protect against a criminal because we're assuming there's going to be diversions of funds. They're a problem. We eventually have to push on a remote server, and we're pretty good with border control. Like border control means that they do boomerang and inside job. They're not very good at presenting their breakers early. But then R&D, it's like if you're playing against Sable, do you just double ice centrals and click for credit? I think maybe you do, but this hand is like really contingent on us drawing a Rashida next turn, an econ card, because if they force us to res both their ice, which they largely do, we're not in a great spot.
We've got like 18 ice in this deck. I think we're going to be getting ice if we mulligan.
How much ice do we have? Is it 18? 17. Yeah, that's about the same number. Okay, we'll mulligan.
Is Tattoo Bola still a ban me please card?
No.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the most important cards in the set.
Yes, I agree with that.
And it's once Jinteki is a faction that can actually play like mid-range game, it's going to be a burden, that's for sure. So we could push border control into the remote server and do install events Oaktown.
Inside Job is a real threat here.
Boarding Control beats Inside Job. The bigger threat's Diversion of Funds.
It barely beats Inside Job. I guess it does become a 3-cost
Yeah,
card.
then you just pull a Sandstone.
All
so
right,
they have to do
okay.
double. But the problem is if they do Diversion, then they just run their remote server with no credits. So this is not a great hand. This is much worse.
Okay.
So how to open with this, whether we do Spin Doctor, did Prof Mulligan. So we could do Spin Doctor, open, draw. Boarding Control and HQ is reasonable. I think trading Boarding Control for Diversion is not terrible. And only if you're an op, it's not terrible.
I'm also okay
Draft
with
R&D
like,
is fine.
draw Ice. Like, do you want to put out a Spin Doctor this early?
I think we need to have credits.
Okay.
If they trash the Spin Doctor, I think we're fine.
Okay.
Because they can't really dirty laundry. I think we just
hate losing a Spin Doctor for no reason in op.
But when you have a second Spin Doctor in your hand, it's not a big cost.
Okay.
I think we just do this because if they force both of these reses what they should, it's a bummer the drafter doesn't do anything. So we'll see if we res it. If we don't res this, it's nearly zero useful unless they blunder into it last click. So now we have to res.
Yeah.
Because obviously this axis is a bit cursed.
This isn't so bad.
This is not great.
It's not so bad.
Serving dinner got bounced. Brennan enjoyed dinner. Okay, so in theory here, if it was last click, we can consider resing it to put an Oaktown on the table and then advance.
But it's not last click,
yes.
so yeah.
So now they think this either costs less or more than 3 credits. That's totally fine. That's actually good for us. Or they think this is like a Stavka or something. So it's one of those two camps.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we don't have a play besides this.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
That's fine. So I don't want to ice this up because we're going to have to jam into it and we don't want to overwrite this. We want to keep that as long as possible.
So install Malapert in that server? Like, I don't think we want to put the Oaktown down.
No, I think we just set up so we can jam Oaktown next turn.
Yeah, credit's fine too.
And then next turn we can do install Malapert, install Oaktown Advance, and then it looks like a defensive upgrade.
Yep, for sure.
I think that's fine. Nice to see Crim around. Yeah, there's a lot of Crim around. I think Crim's doing relatively well right now. It's also nice. Sometimes you don't want to be aggressive to allow them to res their stuff. Okay. They're getting their value every turn. He's getting his value. Earthright's good. Old fashioned. Do we push? I'll put Oaktown Advance.
Yeah, let's do it. I like it.
Nice. Against Crim, you're supposed to slow roll. Yeah, I think we were meant to slow down a bit, so I don't mind this. Now, unfortunately, Drafter hitting a Spin Doctor in Archives is not that useful, but unless a Hermes comes down here, we're relatively okay.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
But we'd rather be able to res the border control.
This board was probably install Spin Doctor, Drafter HQ, and click for credit, push to score on turn 2. I don't know if we can do that. Like, they'll just face check the Drafter and will not res, then it'll be a problem. Like, as soon as we don't res the Drafter, and like they hit HQ, now obviously we have to make it about the remote server. Now this could still be a Managarm. We're technically short credits if it's a Mavirus into Managarm.
But R&D is probably looking pretty juicy. There we go.
Yeah, that's fine. So no Hermes, this is okay. We actually have 4 of our 11 agendas.
Not a high agenda destiny left in R&D.
You could always consider shuffling Spin Doctor first, but we'd only be adding a trashable. We don't want to do that. Let's see what they do. Played camp for the first time earlier today, and I never felt so wealthy as a runner. Main Schaefer player. It's fun, and like, what's her name is actually reasonable. She turns out to be way better than we thought.
Downtown?
Yeah, Downtown's fine.
Ken plus Downtown? This is double Ken.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so this pinhole threatens both the Malapert and the Spin Doctor. We don't care about either of them.
Yeah, this is fine for us.
Yeah, they're probably checking the Malapert.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. They could trash it. I think it's a bit expensive. They paid 5 for that play, so we're happy with that. I think they wanted to get down to 2 Kana, which makes sense.
Yeah, this is fine.
So we can do advance, advance, advance. We could leave it.
We could leave it, actually.
I don't think we should.
I think it's funny if
I think if the Hermes comes down, we're mad punished by leaving this.
Fine.
Yeah. Debbie was amazing. Busted the scoring remote wide open. Turn I needed it. It was a constant threat. It's really good. It's good into assets.
Yep. I mean, like, because she can kind of double as the Miss Bones of the deck as well if you're running a lot of run events.
Yeah,
she's, like,
well,
storing up a lot of credits on her. Yeah,
it works
like a more flexible Miss Bones.
Jeff was playing her in Ari, and I found it to be so charming.
Oh,
because you are doing a lot of installing mid run. So why the heck not?
But how many run events is Ari running?
You'd have to build around it.
Yeah.
And I think you can. If I myself wanting to do both a Debbie and a Bravado, though, yeah, that's the only issue is they use Debbie on like weird runs, like checking assets, running when you don't have the run event, but you definitely do play 1 run event a turn. Yep. Okay, Afshar is reasonable on the remote server, so we could do Afshar here, drops us to 4, then we can jam the next Oaktown.
I like that, yeah.
We'll just keep pushing it. So now they need 2 breakers, and then this will become a barrier. Unfortunately, it can't become the drafter because we know where it is. So here, they might not think that we're flooded, considering we jammed out 2 agendas in the top 13 or whatever. Yep.
That's some Joyride value. That's a 1-cost Joyride, basically.
Yeah, Joyride is fun.
I don't know how much influence Debbie is. Someone help us.
2? Sounds about right.
Yeah. She feels like a 2.
So this card's so important in the matchup.
I like Flip Switch so much. It's a fun little card.
Because you're so scared, man. Carpe Diem when you don't have a mark. It's always so ugly. And Ken, it's fine. It's sure gamble. But this card is such a big deal. Once this comes down, they don't have to respect anything, and they can just plow through stuff. So Crew Pier is going to come down. So they could do Crew Pier inside job, which is probably what's going to happen. Oh, but they don't inside job. So we can res an Afshar here.
Afshar's fine here.
They lose 2 credits, end the run.
And we're going to make money back?
Nope.
Well, I mean, when we score.
Oh, yeah.
The Oaktown.
I don't think they flip switch this. I think they just pay 2. So now if they inside job, we'd have to pull a magnet. They don't have to respect anything besides an Anansi. You can jack out on approach on Anansi. You're actually totally fine as long as you don't mess the timing up. If you do it on encounter, it's bad. But when they res, you can still jack out on approach.
It seems to makes needing to click Debbie to use her. Like you put a lot of run events in your deck, and then Debbie doesn't work with run events.
No, not at all.
Which is interesting. Like I wonder if I would prefer Debbie if she said like credits on her can only be used during run events.
I think she would be busted. She'd just be like a companion. She'd just be like free value.
Yeah, sure.
But on that, it's actually interesting. And then this is like where you use Debbie to charge the spin doctor, right? So they know we can't res this. Still no Hermes. We've been lucky here in R&D. Not so much anymore. We didn't want to draw that. They ran last click into admittedly if it's a drafter, they might flip switch it. But if we draft her back, it's like what? Malapert spin doctor? I guess we would install the Atlas. That'd be good.
Look at us. We all have money now.
Diversion.
This is fine.
This is reasonable. So the question is whether we force them to pay 2 or not.
Yeah, do we want to get them a counter? Is that important?
Because the third counter is really good against development. Otherwise, they struggle to break it. So here we can either lose all our money or we can border control, and then we'd have to get a magnet on HQ. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I don't think that's bad.
Ideally, we want a Winchester on HQ as soon as possible, but I don't think we're going to use our ability this turn, and we want to keep the R&D threat. So we'll end the run here. So we only have Magnet and Sandstone. Sandstone to Curp here is not fantastic. Nope. This is not great. They're probably on Unity. If they're on Shibboleth, it's technically cost 3 to break this, I think. Because I think we hit anti-threat 4.
Yeah. Is this the first time we've opt? I think so.
Yeah. But we might opt here with Extract. You think what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking we
There's no way.
And then we just like...
There's no way this is right.
We just lucky draw...
The problem is we don't have an end the run 3-coster anymore besides Sandstone. It might be expensive for them to break Sandstone.
It'll be a bit expensive, yeah. Which might be enough of a deterrent. Because they still have to go get a Code Gate Breaker anyway, for sure.
I like the cut of your jib, Pat.
Thank you.
I wish we had an upgrade install here.
I've been cutting my jib a lot more lately, and I think people are responding to it.
Can we extract Spin Doctor for 6 credits? So, yeah, I know. So, okay, so just thinking about we showed our hand here that we're thinking here. So if we extract Spin Doctor, we get the money back. If we extract Border Control, we don't. If we extract F-Sharp, we can get 2 costers. So we can get Thimblerig or Tattoo Bola. Tattoo Bola would be a disaster. Thimblerig is in our hand, so that's not going to happen. So if we had a 4-coster, we could extract it. I don't think if anything, we extract the Spin Doctor. Alice is a better agenda to install here. It might be, but I think we're going to get Boomerang Diversion this turn. Like, I think that diversion was to set up a second diversion that's coming.
So you want to have a lot of spare money on you?
No, it's just that I don't want to jam the Atlas because we won't be able to score it out next turn. So unless we extract here, which it can be fine, you can AA extract for 2 mana next turn.
I mean, that's really cool. We will be able to jam it next turn because...
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
But ideally, if we have an Atlas counter, we can go get the Hostile and win, right?
Yep.
So we're trading that. Hermes is also really bad into Oaktown because Oaktown, mind you, is not unresed, so they can't bounce it. Oh, I've been on top of that server for a while, excuse me. Shit.
Uh-oh. All right, well.
So now this comes down to finances. I was surprised to see that, but there's not a lot of high-cost code gates. So we make them spend 2.
Sure.
And then we have to do the math. So Afshar breaks for 1. That puts them on 8. They could still play a run event. If we pop the Border Control, we can get a Sandstone. Sandstone is 5 strength, so they have to pay 4, 5, 6. It drops them to 3
and credits. They have to do it. So they would go down to 3 credits to get this. And then we have room for... Well, actually, it's kind of...
I think it's better that we keep the Border Control. Because... Yeah, so this is where like pulling the drafter is really cool because then they have to run last click through a drafter, which means we can actually put a Spin Doctor on top of it. Unfortunately, we drew a drafter. The other 3 coster we have is Mavirus, which doesn't do anything because we've already opted this turn. So we can't like get a Managarm.
Oh, we've already opted. Yeah, true.
Well, if we pop this, we opt. Yeah. So I honestly don't know how we win in this remote server. This is our second border control. I think we need the border control. I think we let them have this.
Okay.
And then if we put this down, the thing is like, this is where flip switch is so important. It's like if they didn't have a flip switch, they actually can face check into unresed dice because they think it's a stop gun. They lose everything. If you had a bit more credits, Thimble in the remote to swap for drafter would be clutch.
We can overinstall the Oaktown.
Oh,
but
that's true.
Oh, we can overinstall the Oaktown.
Yes, we can. I just don't know if trading a border control for that is good. But yeah, you're right. We can overinstall this.
And we do 1 net damage in the process. People never remember that.
Yeah, no, we'd spin it back. I just don't know if we can have us like I don't know how we win the game.
Not well.
I think we can go for it. But okay, I don't love this line because I think if we trade this border control, we no longer have our scoring server. And that's a problem. Because like our scoring server, they break for 1. Spin back the border control. Yeah, but then we have to draw to install it, right? Like that's very expensive. I don't know. You want to try the weird play? It's not the play I would take.
I'm usually in favor of the weird play. I think that's what people come here to see.
Oh, but then we have to commit to doing it now, so they don't have to run back. No, the Mavirus on top of it's nonsense because then they just run archives.
But the spin doctor will pull it back to deck.
I think I like them spending more money running this back.
I'm okay with seeing them spend that much money.
Yeah, let's
so do this for Sandstone.
And then we can actually get rid of the Sandstone for a Managar maybe.
Server 2?
Yeah. That's the best we got. If we had a drafter there, it would be sick. But we have the drafter on the table. I think the drafter is so cool. Let's see if Prof Inside Jobs this. Because I don't think we've seen run event this turn. Yeah, so this is going to be 5 strength. So career peer is 5, 6. So drops Prof to 3.
Yeah.
Nobody still plays so flashy. I know, but then they don't have to run it back. So they actually save a lot. It's genuinely better for them than us. Yeah, totally. Hey, do it up. Wonder if the next thing we want to set up is like, oh, well, you can't really extract for a Forma carry because it doesn't make any sense. But like a Forma carry with Managarm messes people up really bad because that's a hard line to play around. But even if it was a Managarm, Prof had the money. It only costs 5, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
That gives them the 3rd career peer counter. Downside to consider. It's not that big of a deal though, because the Sandstone on the 3rd counter, it's like 4. Like we don't have an envelopment yet. It is what it is. Oh, that's why they're doing math. Okay, so they get the run event too. That's really good.
Yeah,
for them.
can we do this and still come out of it with money? And yeah, we think they can.
Probably better they don't run it back because then you have an op trigger on maybe the following turn. I think not popping the boarding control is probably the correct line because I think keeping the boarding control is right. I don't know if Jankvis is that's what you're saying. Because now they're going to be on 8? We just jammed the Alice advance. Yeah, the quick with the counter, like it's okay into Sandstone. It definitely is. Oh, excuse me. Envelopment means we just don't res anymore.
Okay, this is fine.
So that's the problem is, yeah, okay, Croupier, and now they charge us for 1 credit. So what can we do?
What can we extract that maybe makes this a more interesting position for us?
So the 2 costers.
Yeah.
We have a Managarm. Not great. That's the only thing we have. Sorry, not a Managarm. A Managarm and a Regolith, and then a Tattoo Bola.
Yeah.
Tattoo Bola is not phenomenal. We could get a Thimble Rig on here and then swap the Thimble Rig with the Drafter, but that only is really good if they have to boarding control and run back. If we install Managarm, we can either res Managarm or we can just extract Managarm. We can also install Managarm in here and just hope that they run it. And then we pay 3 to get a Regolith out here, whatever. The longer we think here, the more they think we jam an agenda, which is like kind of in our advantage.
Yeah, and I think putting a virus there and then it's not what they think is.
The thing is, it only costs them 1 credit. It just eats their Corpier, which is nice.
Yeah, that is nice.
So maybe we install a Thimble Rig here, install the Mavirus, and extract the Spin Doctor.
Sure.
If we lose the Spin Doctor, we'll have no Spin Doctors. I'm gonna take the risk.
Yeah, sure. That's what we're here for.
We actually probably extract the Afshar because this only costs them 1 credit.
The Afshar is not useful at all right now.
This is bad. I'm gonna miss NGO for the install single advance bluff. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be something like that that's like interesting. I'd be surprised if there's nothing that takes up the NGO spot. That's a bit more like faction all. So if we extract this, are they showing that this Dakota's Buzzsaw, there's some merit in trying to find Whoredom? Yeah, but that's one that you can't really get because you have to res your envelopment.
I think Afshar into Managarm.
Yeah, but the virus is to get a Managarm.
Yeah, but it's fine. They're gonna bankrupt themselves, digging in.
You're right. If we did this in the other order, we would have saved a credit. Oh, wrong order. Okay, let's try this. This is nonsense though. So we can put the Managarm in there, and they really have to run it.
Yep.
If they pinhole it, so be it. Yeah, maybe this is like good bluff because they have to really figure out how to get in here.
I think this is a good bluff. I think they're going to expend some resources on this.
NGO, but's in the correct faction this time. Which one is that one? 8 credits plus bluff is pretty strong. It's not 8 credits plus bluff. Well, it technically is, but you did spend your whole turn advancing it. Like I think a lot of people underestimate how expensive NGO is. It's still a reasonable econ card, but I think it's only a good econ card if the runner runs it. Otherwise, it's an okay econ card. Jinteki, yeah. So let's see here. They could go for the Hermes line, or they could like blow their load trying to get this, which we'd want them. Permacarry is not insignificant 2-cost dice in your deck either.
Yeah, but you don't want to go digging for it.
Yeah, we want to.
You leave on the table and it does something cool.
As soon as we res it, because they would take 2 net damage to go through it if they needed to win.
They might be thinking the Drafter is a Formicary now too. They might have to make that calculation.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we haven't resed it. That's true. Yeah, if they're plugged in, that might make sense. So there's no window to like make them a virus of Formicary and have it do the thing because it comes in resed.
Yeah.
So we need them to do something weird here. We're really soft to diversion. Like that's a bad thing. Like HQ is a 1 credit run. So I think even if they can run this remote server, they run HQ. If we lose a Spin Doctor, we didn't extract our Spin Doctor. It's fine. But the Atlas there's problem. Fine.
This is fine.
This is fine.
We kind of love this.
This is fine.
Well, the bravado. I mean,
it is what it is.
I
think we just
no
strand the boomerang.
No, we go get the Drafter, don't we?
Yeah, but it won't be rezzed.
I mean
Oh yeah, okay. I see.
We swap it with the
Drafter. Yeah, I see what you mean.
And swap is not install when they're both already installed, right?
Unless something comes in from your hand, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Be funny if new NGO was a proper trap and only got the money to run access it. Yeah, exactly. Swap Thimble Rig. Don't want to do it this click. We'll do it at the start of our turn if anything. But then R&D is soft. So let's see if they bypass this. Oops.
Oh, well, we're not swapping for a Drafter.
No, because then they know they can run R&D for a credit. Like they're not running this back, so it doesn't matter. We can do a start turn. Okay, they used a Croupier. So now we can res Mavirus to get a 2-coster.
Regolith?
Put it on the table?
I mean, I don't know what 2 costers we have left. Like
Regolith? Tattoo?
Oh, right, Tattoo, but
no, because if we res it, they don't pay Managarm. We have to not res so they pay Managarm.
That's right. Yes, Professor Wacko. Professor Wacko sounds like a villain in like in some sort of a comic book, and so I want to do like a villain monologue at them.
Could be an Atlas, yeah. They
everything could be an Atlas if you think about it.
Yeah. So the problem is like bravado. So they're still gonna be on like 9 credits or whatever, 8 credits.
I like Lucille doing the math on
oh, purchase Enso. They didn't trash the Managarm. Oh, right,
of course, because they had no money at the time. Yeah.
Oh wait, this is sick.
Yeah, this is pretty good for us.
Top deck of Formicary. Let's go. Still fine. Swap Thimby. So they break Drafter for very much expensive. It costs 4 to break.
Yeah.
You think what I'm thinking?
Draw?
No. Install Advanced Hedge. It's really bad into Inside Job.
It's extremely bad.
No, it's not that bad. They don't have a lot of money.
They don't. Yeah, it's
like
true.
This is very expensive.
But if they run early, like
we jam.
It also costs clicks.
Yeah, but they can run early. They just don't have the money. I think we hedge fund here. Otherwise, are we extracting for anything of value? We can make Magnet a Tattoo Bola into HQ. That's not great because they can farm it. This is obviously bad. I think extracting the Thimblerig into a tithe is reasonable.
Oh yeah, tithe on the server or on R&D?
Yeah, just an R&D. Get a Tucana? We won't need to, because if we score the Atlas, we just have to have R&D hold.
Yep. Yeah, I think I like that. Make R&D less appealing so that our poor hostile takeovers can survive a little longer.
Like this, they can go through, but we're in 15 credits, so we're safe from diversion. Extracted tithe insulates against IG. Oh, on this remote server, yeah. But they would still have to do that, and like inside job, we res the drafter, then they have to pay for the sandstone. Like they can't get through this, yeah. They would have to have like a hand of exactly like Sure Gamble to inside job, click 1, click 2.
They're letting us have the Atlas. We've got this.
That's not a good draw. But actually, this is a good draw because we can draw an Audacity. Okay. This has been a cool game. If they had more than 5 credits, you're right. Maybe we should insulate against inside job, because then they have to break the drafter, which costs 4. But if they inside job this, right, they're down to 4. It's still
surprised
tricky.
I haven't seen an inside job yet.
Yeah, it's weird. Yep, pray for 2. Okay, so we can lose to R&D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's still 5 agendas in there, right? Like you do just lose to R&D. Oh, we should have shuffled back with Spin Doctor. That's on us.
Damn, Professor Wacko, so good.
Yeah, we should have shuffled back with Spin Doctor. Because they could have run Spin Doctor, run back. Because now they went on a single. HQ is a single. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Do we shuffle?
You just shuffle extract. Just like things that are not trashable.
Yeah, exactly.
Should have done this before. So we just put back in boarding control.
Sure. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. So the density in RD is really high, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there's 5 agendas and 25. 1 and 5. That's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
And they have to run HQ here. Agendas too. They just assume we don't have it. Okay. So here they can win a 1 and 4.
Oh boy.
Because we're going to use Alice to pull an Audacity token. So we pull the Audacity.
Yes.
If they trash the Spin Doctor, we'll still have enough cards in hand. So it's a 1 and 4.
Okay. Whatever.
Fuck. Damn it.
Damn, you're good.
GG. Almost had it. Yeah, that was the one. That was the one in there.
That was a close one. That was really close.
That was close. Yeah, I think we got a bit unlucky there on centrals. We definitely should have shuffled the Spin Doctor back. Like that was on us.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, that was the 1 and 4. Pulling the Audacity, you do there anyways, I guess. To something. How many hostiles?
1 more in the deck.
In the deck. One more, I think. Oof. Use Atlas to rip an agenda out of the deck and lower the density even more. Yeah,
that would have been. Turns out that would have been an even worse decision.
But we had the 3-2 in hand, so we can pull Audacity or / 1 hour in already gave me. Yo, who would have imagined? It's a fun matchup. You have a lot of control. Thanks to the game, eh? I'm surprised that there was no inside jobs. Like this did not seem like it had more runs than anything else.
Yeah,
like this just looked like a
I'm surprised
somebody changed out a what's it called, a Sable deck.
But even the 8 run events that we saw is, made some money.
It's good. I'd actually be more like if this is the way the game played out, I'd be more scared if we were playing against Sable because you would run HQ for a credit. And we had a lot of times we're running HQ to get that access when we had Spin Doctor agenda. It was actually like frightening. Let's do it again. That's fun.
Cool.
Yeah. With all the 1-ups, right? It's cool because you have flexibility. The thing that really controls your game is what you draw and what's installed. Because if it's in your hand or on the table, you can't do op stuff. And so like I know Ben Blum plays like Sprint, but I think that deck is an half run deck, so you need that in the deck. You never want to install it. So yeah, it can get interesting based on what you draw.
Yeah, I like Sprint for that idea because like you don't want that card in your hand, you want it in your deck to pull. That lets you kind of fix that a little bit.
It's Fire.
Fire.
Forget the standing. Fire Oil came in first or second at Startup World Championship last year. I wish I knew. But I ran into them grinding for, I think, probably still in Fight Club. No worries. Cool. So say you were going to go to a casual Netrunner night. What decks do you have sleeved up? Like, what would you do? You're not one to build often decks. You're the kind of player that always brings the same deck.
I find one and I tinker with it a little bit. Yeah. And by tinker, I just mean I put my fun stuff in it. But if I'm looking to have fun, that often ends up being criminal these days. Like just a Zaya or a Sable deck that just has like a lot of fun criminal run events and stuff like that.
That has Reprise in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. Okay.
But I'm in on that. I would love that. I think that's like one of the most fun cards to bring to like a Tuesday night.
Yeah, because that pops off. That is an exciting card to play.
Rush PD and Big Hosh. I think that stuff's fun too. This is 46 card Hosh. So Netrunner circa 2014, you'd open the Hostile Takeover. I think probably giving Hoshiko bad publicity on turn 1 is a terrible idea.
That's kind of risky.
So Hosh wants to run a central server and act as a card to flip.
Yeah.
So we're incentivized to ice both central servers.
And then not playing an operation.
Yeah. We're also, it's a really good, reasonable deck to rush in their remote server because there's no way for Hosh to really turn 1 beat border control. You can beat Sandstone if you hard call it, or you just botulus it. And Envelopment is also unbeatable. So like Envelopment Oaktown almost always sticks unless there's a Hush. If there's a Hush, it gets interesting because it'd be a Hush and something else.
Hush is frustrating against.
Yeah, Hush is so good. I think we're just going to push an Oaktown. I don't think there's anything to it.
Oaktown behind border control?
Yeah. Magnet's obviously very good too.
Magnet's going to be useful because there's going to be Botuli.
But if this gets Botulite, we go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just does its thing. Remember, a lot of players won't probably remember it. There was a point in time in Netrunner where my common play was uniced Oaktown. Because that's usually how Waylander used to be. That you wouldn't want to touch their agendas because something bad would happen to you. But there was many, many competitive games I played where install Oaktown advance was the opening play. Or if not, on like turn 2 after you played like Restructure or whatever. So don't hit Rashida. Basically, just touch the magnet. Just touch the magnet. Damn it.
Damn it. Well,
he's definitely gonna trash that. Yeah, man. Uniced Oaktown is like the coolest thing because it's super public.
It's an interesting threat. I like putting.
He's ripping our hand apart. Oh, okay, good hit.
Yeah, and that's all we've got.
Nice.
Okay, cool, fine.
The single accesses after your mulligan makes sense. I think this is a good play. Sometimes this looks like a desperation play, so we can just score and hang.
I think it still looks like it is. Or
I don't think we score and hang. I think we.
Tucana
Magnet
protect our HQ
Tucana advance.
Yeah, I think so. Let it simmer. Let it
well, the Tucana is super important.
Let it ferment.
No, they do that.
But maybe
Anarchs do that.
What my theory presupposes is, what if Oaktown is just a fermenter, but for the corp, but different. Also, a lot of people don't realize that.
You're thinking Nico campaign again.
Damn it, I keep thinking about Nico campaign.
Back in the day, make a run turn 1 insta lose to HHN. When HHN was around, you didn't do it. It was more like mid-season because you couldn't get that blown out, I don't think. Okay, so we can do advance Oaktown, Tucana for ice, Jam Rashida. Seems good?
Yeah, sure.
What ice are we getting?
Okay.
Yeah. That's a whole list.
I mean, border control feels like a good...
But we want to ice R&D because he flipped out, so he's going to run R&D. It's like Hortim's reasonable in R&D.
Yeah. Not Sandstone.
No. Tithe is fine, but sometimes on Anarchy like to hit it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think we pay one
I think
for
Hortim is going to be okay.
Yeah. Early tattoo almost always according to the deck notes. Really? F it. Okay. I read the deck notes a long time ago, so I don't actually remember.
If that's what the deck needs, then I guess that's what the deck needs.
The Rashida will give us ice. But yeah, the tattoo's nice here. The problem is like we don't have ice. Why not Managram with 2 advancements? You can Tucana next turn. I think it was pretty safe. You're right, the Managram is probably even safer. But the border control is almost never beat on turn 2. After fire starts on 5 credits. But you could have done the Managram and then installed the Tucana. But there's a chance here that we just don't need the Managram and this is a bit more like fast. You know what I mean? Right? Like if we don't need the Managram and we install the Tucana, we save to click this turn. Because I wanted to jam the Rashida. That was the big deal. Pinhole? Shit.
Oh, too bad.
Whenever Rashida dies, Pinhole's the worst feeling. They might actually go for the Tucana if they think it's an agenda.
I think the Tucana is probably what they go for here.
Nice. Sick. Respect. Imagine Tucana red when he scores agenda, gain 4 credits. Oh no. It's okay.
It's fine because we've already got 2 points. Like Hermes is basically useless at this point in the game.
Well, let's not do our effect in case we do. Okay, so we have the Managarm. Yeah, it was an interesting line. I wasn't sure which we'd be more upset about you trashing. Okay, so we have the virus, which doesn't exactly do anything. This looks reg. So this is not viruses. This is just gonna be good stuff for me. So maybe Diesel, Boomerang, whatever the kids are playing. We can do Managarm, Atlas, Advance. Advancing is obviously a bit weak, but our centrals are holding. Border control will probably hold. Yeah, we should do it. We've seen one pinhole. Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, install Advance. Let's do it.
We have a money issue. If we res the border control, we'll be down to 6 if it fires, assuming it does. But like, He has to get through a Tattoo Bola.
The thing
with
Tattoo Bola is
we
didn't actually have an ice in hand at the time. This could be fine.
So here we have to get
pop it before.
Yeah, we have to get Afshar. Sick. Oh man, I miss playing against Hippo. Hippo's so good.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of it. So he res border control.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. Hippo is when the first time you break all subroutines, it's not pass. So if this was like knifed, you could let them break and then respond to it. But because Hippo is when you break, they break all subroutines and then we can't respond to it before they pass. So we probably have to res the border control here and get a 3-coster. Drafter is hilarious. I don't think I would be brave enough to do it. Oh man, it's so fun though.
Yeah.
But I think we just go get a sandstone is too much for them, right? No, it costs 5.
Yeah, it's still doable.
Yeah, almost definitely.
Yeah, okay. Let's not. Come on.
Just figuring out what to get. Okay, so
sandstone would be expensive, but not impossible.
Yeah.
And we don't want them to touch this atlas at all.
I think Afshar's fine.
I think Afshar is the way to go
get their buzzsaw, which is expensive.
I think it allows us to save 1 turn.
Yeah. Server 1. Get out. Now the Tattoo Bola can be pressured, and the Tattoo Bola will just die. I wish we had a Hordem here.
Yeah.
I wish we had a Hordem, Jai.
But the deck knows.
And imagine that this Hermes hits an agenda, we lose the Atlas.
Yeah, I'm imagining it. I'm imagining it right now. Okay, there we go. Fine, whatever. It never.
Not even close. Yeah. Okay, Forma carry's good. Okay, so if we triple advance this, we're absolutely bankrupt. R&D is wide open. Yeah. HQ is wide open, but it's not that big of an issue. If we score an Atlas, we're in a pretty good spot with the counter. I think we just score it.
I think it's better to score it because the Hermes is too much of a threat.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? Bounce the magnet?
Yeah.
The tattoo tank the Hippo, that's something. You could say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Atlas for Extract is how we get out of there. So I think they bounced this. They could bounce the Managarm and try to get it. On 2, we can't really res anything, so they're going to pressure.
The number 1 cause of death among armadillos is hippos. I think it is. I read that.
We have Forma carry Managarm, which I don't know if Fire's going to play around, and I kind of like that. Obviously, Managarm is really good. The Mavirus is like one of the best ways to get back in the game if we extract for it. I honestly don't know what we keep here. We're just going to gender remove a Hippo from the game. It's still 2 kind of value.
Do we keep both hedge funds?
No, we probably don't.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, we definitely don't keep 2 hedge funds.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Get some more water.
Yeah,
for myself. You're good.
I'm great. Hey, welcome back to the Metropole Grid. I'm gonna use the smaller camera now. Damn right. What is course agenda? Remove a Hippo. So obviously centrals are wide open. Liberate counts. This is like really old school, which is cool. So Fire can afford to like go get a card and an access. This is unknown. You can bounce the Managarm and just like make us spend clicks. We could also grab a hostile with this. And I think we could consider just getting a hostile because our board state isn't like terrible to Hermes. Leech, nice. So envelopment will be an issue. But there's like 9 agendas and 33 cards. Yeah, this is what's going to happen. I don't know if we should res the Managarm because if we want to extract out of this, but like centrals get hit really hard in this deck. Especially R&D, specifically R&D, right? Because it's 8 and 33. Like that's higher than it normally is. Daily casts. Oh, well, that's good. That's pretty good. So how do we get out of this? We can do credit, install the Mavirus, extract the Mavirus. That's fine. I think we need to ice up R&D because we're going to lose the game. So we can make the Afshar into a Hordem. I mean, to the 0 coster. I think we do that. I think we get rid of the Afshar because it is broken for the same here as it would for Thimblerig. Oh. Keeping it warm, man. So gross when you sit in someone else's warm chair.
But the thing is, it's mostly my warmth.
So I think we go R&D here. Credit. Extract this for a Thimble. We can put it on HQ. We have a chance of fast advancing if we draw well, and then we build our Mortar, which is border control Managarm. So this means not all our ice, but some of our ice will be rezzed. I think we do Thimble HQ.
Thimble feels good.
Okay, we're back in the game financially. Cool. So you're well framed, but I'm not, unless I'm like leaning in on you. which I'm okay with that.
But is this not our usual framing?
I don't know. I think you're coming in. You're usually like further on that side, like too far.
Yeah, but I'm like, I guess maybe I'm overcompensating.
Yeah. Shaving. So Lib coming down. I don't know if Fire's gonna face check because the Stavka here is like pretty bad. The jar, yeah. So there's a Zellinger art of me. It's on Patreon, and the jar is in it, which is like a crucial detail of Metropole Grid lore.
Patreon.com/Metropole Grid if you want to see that beautiful Matt Zellinger art.
Thanks, Matt.
Of Andre drinking from a jar.
I think it's actually on Twitch too.
I'm trying to help you out.
I know, it's only on Patreon.
Thank you. There we go. And it's only available for the $50 a month subscribers.
Oh boy.
The kind that keep me in pizza and lasagna when I come over.
So let's see what we do from here. Swap Thimby? No. Okay.
Well,
so we can pull Atlas, Slash, and Burn and be on game point.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It's not good. It's interesting though. So let's do a slow push out.
Sure. Yeah.
And then next turn we do install Slash and Burn, install Managarm Advance.
Well, it depends what we draw. I'm okay with like Atlasing for a hostile, and then we're on 5 points, and then we use Slash and Burn as fast advance on the next 2 pointer we draw.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's depending on what we draw.
Yeah.
He's drawing for something.
That's kind of how the game works. I'm drawing for a code gate solution.
This is the issue, is like our margins here are so thin, because as soon as the code gate situation comes down and the hippo comes down, like this is a lot of money coming in clicklessly. He can afford to draw.
You're very right. This is not a mid to late game deck. This is an early game deck, and then it falls apart pretty quickly.
This is good too because his plays are on Pinhole. Ice Carver. This is really old school. Give us something good to draw. We'll keep Thimblerig there. So we install Spin Doctor. That means that, well, if we install Spin Doctor on server 2 and don't do anything, we just Slash and Burn a 3/2 we draw. Why complicate it?
Sure.
Well, not that one, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Draw?
Managarm in that server? I think Managarm in that server.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That looks like a Malapert. Could be just Mavirus. Mind you, Mavirus into Leech is interesting. I don't know if there's any breakpoints that we're really threatening, but Fire is going to drop like HQ pressure. Yeah, this is what I'm scared of. It's only an Echelon though. He doesn't have Decoder. He would have put it down first. All right.
This is fine. And
we can res this now into the frightening possibility of Hermes. So now our centrals are solved.
For certain values of the word solved.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out that expression.
Which one? Certain values of it?
Yeah, for certain values of the word or the idea. Yeah, but
what'd you come up with?
Oh, I mean, I was like, for a certain definition of the word. And I'm like, that doesn't really work.
So we're not
I guess I could say it's for flavor text for a card that didn't end up needing flavor text.
Oh, they know there's a form of carry with the awkward window. So they're probably going to play around that. Okay, top deck a 3/2.
Boom. Perfect.
That's the worst.
Okay.
Wait, we can fast advance the Oaktown.
Yeah, we kind of can.
We can.
And then we'll have an Atlas counter.
Yeah, to win.
Oh my god.
Hey, I've never fast advanced in Oaktown. Have you?
Oh my god, and we have a Spin Doctor Ray to rescue the Slash and Burn.
What the hell is this?
This is the expendable...
Oh, we get no money for it, but...
It's true. This is the expendable tech that...
That's new.
Null Signal Games is bringing to us.
Never done that before.
Hey, points is points.
Cool. Yeah, now they have to win this turn. So Magnet has to hold because obviously the game's entirely in R&D.
Yep.
Yeah, that was sick. You drew this. You're like, wait, 2 + 2.
Yeah.
I've never in my life fast advanced in Oaktown. I've played a lot of Oaktown. Yo, Kevin, how's it going? How's the new set coming out? Kevin sent a nice package the other day with like Bolognas in it and stuff.
I think you showed me.
Yeah, it was really quite nice. My face on Wayland FA is better than NBN and HB. It's such a wild change. I've been thinking about this a lot. We used to be happy to fast advance blank 3/2s.
Yeah.
The game was wildly different. Just
Project
a 3/2
Beal was always just a 3/2.
Yeah.
Jindeki had like a couple of... Jindeki has had a couple of 3/2s that are just blank. Brain Trust.
Still do.
Brain
Trust. Yeah. Which was technically a 5/2 if you wanted to do something. It had good text. It just was bad.
And then Yaguda.
Merger? Oh.
Merger for sure.
Oh, we have a form of carry in our hand. Sick.
Okay.
Yeah, Locked Out Essentials is what Far called. Been busy. Hey, hope it's okay, huh? Yeah, merging. Yo, Helix, how's it going? We're getting scoops in chat today. Not that I'm aware of, but Pat sometimes does some nonsense, but I don't think so. Like, scoops are not started yet.
Kevin Tame is a bit of a hero with regards to like the final templating of all the cards in the upcoming set. Like, I don't want that job. It looks terrible, and like I know I am one of like a dozen people who are asking for last minute changes to things, so it's all very much appreciated.
So I know I talked about this before, and I think Kevin also responded to it, is that I don't like where line breaks are in certain cards because I think it makes it harder to read, and I don't think it's intuitive because from a background of subtitling, there's certain places you're meant to break lines and not.
Yeah.
GG, thanks for the game. But turns out,
but if we line break too aggressively, we lose flavor text.
Yes.
Which is the only thing I've ever cared about.
But on top of that, it turns out card games just don't do it. When you look at a Magic set, okay, so only small tangent. I catch you around, eh? Only a small tangent here. But so I'm doing a video talking about how I would, as a fun thing, revisit Ashes, because Ashes is getting its official remaster next week, to be like, hey, you can get Ashes remastered, but also like,
but also don't buy it because I hate it.
No,
I get it.
Still get some cards to be
it's
like,
fun. It's fun that you have this opinion and that you're
okay. It's meant to be a bit more charitable. But so
you want to talk about Rebirth again?
No. Line breaking very hard. As soon as a break line, it loses a lot of real estate. Yes, it's really, really hard. And so two things came up when I was thinking about this. Firstly, Patrick, and you'll have a response to this.
I will not.
Firstly,
okay.
Why is a piece of hardware? This is the only one in the game that has a thing in front of it. I think can say trash a program, install a resource, but it's never install one hardware.
When I'm writing out a card, I default to piece of ice or piece of hardware, but I never say piece of program.
No, you don't. So why is hardware special? I know the answer, I think.
We have to look at Steven Pinker's seminal work, the Language Instinct.
Does piece of ice actually show up?
Probably not.
No, I just got to do it right, yeah. Piece of ice sounds correct. And part of this is, it is piece of ice. Fully breaks a piece of ice, okay.
But sometimes it is an ice.
Same reason you take tags instead of gaining them? I don't think so. So the reason is hardware and ice are both singular and plural. As much as a ice is hard to say, a hardware is hard to say. It's not wrong. But the biggest reason for my understanding, and I can't come up with a sentence where it is confusing, is those are terms that exist for both singular or plural. So there needs to be a singular.
Look at all this hardware here.
Exactly. Like I trashed 2 hardware, I trashed 1 hardware.
When I go to a wedding, they ask me, do I want the chicken or the piece of fish?
Yes. So it's clear that you only get 1 fish.
Yes, exactly. That's how I don't want more than one
fish.
Piece of fish. Thank you. Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's what it is. There's a lot of real estate to be saved by not putting a piece of hardware because it's clumsy. And this is where my big thing comes about line breaks. Anytime, and this card, it doesn't do it. If you do a line break of piece of and then do a break, firstly, it's a hilarious line break, but you're technically never meant to do a line break in the middle of a full idea, right?
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't do a piece of hard break that, right? Yeah. But you also see this a lot of times, like add 1 splash install program. Like that reads like but to me. But for what it's worth, that is obviously a hard thing to fix.
It's very hard, yes.
And
it
other card games don't do it.
Yeah.
Like I looked at a recent Magic set, they do the same thing. Add 2, 3
it is
tokens.
A comment that we do see as Kevin's doing this like final templating of the set. Like,
yeah,
it is something people think about, but sometimes it's hard to do.
No, some cards are just harder to read because of the line wraps, and I think there has to be some mindfulness to it. But at the end of the day, I don't think there is the the same concerns of getting all this to fit in the box are not the same concerns you have of when subtitling and getting like a proper linguistic line breaks. Like from it reads weird, but you can fix it. It's really hard to fix. Legit, never heard piece of fish in a culinary context before.
I was a cook, so you know.
Yeah, you could do it. It's piece because it only originally refers to unregistered SMW. As for chicken, they usually don't give me a whole chicken either. I should be a piece of chicken. I mean, chicken is plural and singular too. A chicken. Oh, you say chickens.
Huh.
Whatever.
We're gonna figure this out, folks.
Anyways, that is my thing. I was looking at this, I was very critical of line breaks. It turns out nobody does it. Like, I don't want to say better. It's just like the concerns of a card game overrule the concerns that the line break is weird.
Yeah.
So
also, I mentioned Steven Pinker. One of the most disappointing like heel turns in my own personal
I'm not familiar. Is it really bad?
No, I just like kind of moved into the Peterson kind of vibe.
Priority 1 is to get all the text on the box. Second is to try and fit flavor. Third is to see if it breaks nicely. Yeah, exactly. That's what I reckon it is. And
priorities are out of whack, Kevin. It's flavor all the way down, and if we can't get flavor, we cut out the rules text. Let the players figure out what it means. Go by vibes.
Yeah, vibes is going to be enough.
Yeah.
Plenty of fish.
By the way, everyone, if you care about this sort of stuff, you should volunteer for Null Signal Games.
Yeah, no, for real.
Because like twice a year or so, this is really important, and we need help with it.
There's parts, right? Like breast and leg. Do you see with fish? Yeah, you can get a piece. Like,
well, it's hard to get a fish leg.
Yeah. So you can go to the grocery. Like, I think people say I went to the grocery store and bought a piece of fish, and then they're holding like a slab of salmon. You don't say I bought a fish because you don't buy a whole fish.
But it's a different meaning. It's a different meaning from piece of hardware, piece of fish.
If you're going for brevity, you cut a lot as an additional cost to play this. Add one installed program hardware to the grip. You can't anymore.
Do you need to say installed?
Yeah, I don't know, but I think it makes it clear. But I think the changes in NSIGs of the last couple of days now, this is actually important. Yeah, because otherwise you can play this without an installed thing.
That's 100% correct. Also, totally in the vein of like linguists who go into politics.
How's it going, dude?
Yeah.
All right, you want to do a reading?
I'd love to do a reading.
Okay, so we've been holding on this one out for a while. Mind you, this came out a couple weeks ago on the 7th, and I didn't read it because specifically, while I love doing the live reads of all the NSG stuff, it's been really good.
And we really appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, thank you. We have the guy here to do it. Hello. So this is an eye for talent. This is a short story. This is the first short story specifically about the upcoming set, Roar. Can you just give some context about why this exists?
Why this story exists?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I could kind of go back to the beginning. Well, okay, one second first. I have a prop for this.
Okay. Okay.
Hello. Oh. And welcome back to Cerebral Writer.
Yes, you wanted to call the stream that, and I was like, okay. So an issue here, Pat, is that like you see where the text is, and then you see how small you are. I think it's important for you to be bigger in this, but it's going to cut into the text.
They can
how do we
on their
fix
own
this? So we're going to cover the text. Okay, because Pat can see it because he's not reading the OBS preview because that would be weird. Okay. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I've read it. I like it a lot. Let's do it again.
Well, you did ask me a question. So where is this written? So I don't want to pull back the curtain too much on NSG inner workings, but one of my tasks early on for this upcoming set was work on the theming for Jinteki. And so as part of the theming for the set, I came up with this character named Charlotte, who is a character we'll meet in this story. And I put Charlotte in various situations that I thought were very interesting, like a card that depicts what is happening in the story as well. And I just felt like there was no way for me to convey everything I wanted to convey about this story in just the flavor text. On cards or in the art. And the art was like doing a lot, but like I feel like there's more to this story that I want to be able to tell. Yeah. And so that's kind of where the story evolved from.
Cool. Yeah. So you thought it needed to exist.
I did think it needed to exist.
Yes. So you told me, I might say the story wrong, but I know that you told me when you wrote this, you're like, I wrote something for NSG and I'm really, really happy about it. Because I think, I don't know whether it was the way that it came together relatively quickly comparatively to what could be a struggle. Is that correct? Or
yeah, for sure. I mean, like just writing at all is something that I kind of struggle with. I got this like terrible mental block sometimes. And I think due to a combination of factors, like I've been kind of like, I felt like this like boulder rolling downhill in the back of my mind, like the creative boulders rolling downhill for like more than a year now. It's like I'm about to write a story. I know it. I don't know what it'll be, but it's building up. And then, you know, other things combined with me having a job where I'm doing creative writing every single day, and that's like kind of loosened a lot of the junk in like my creative pipeline, just forcing me to write constantly. Cool. And so like it makes it easier to do this. And you know, also therapy, that helps. Recommended. Shout out to my therapist. Not gonna name her. Yeah, that's kind of how this all came about.
Okay, before we dive into it, we just need to iron out what tone do we want here. Do we want to have a serious tone where you read through everything and we're totally silent the whole time, or do you want me to like interject and say things that I think are notable? Like, how do we want to slice this?
Here's how
we haven't talked about this.
Okay, so part of me is like, I want this to be as disrespected as possible because I don't think I can handle the respect that someone might give, but also I might look at you with the kind of eyes that suggest like you will not survive after the stream.
I'm not going to disrespect it, you know that. But like, do you want to cut into be like, I really like that, or like that's really cool because you said slime mold?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay,
let's try that. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know in like the worst possible way.
Yeah, good. Shout out to therapy. Hell yeah.
Shout out to therapy.
All right, you want to start with a content warning just in case?
Of course.
Cool.
Yeah, well,
you talk clearly into this.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, this story is An Eye for Talent, written and read by Patrick Sklar. Content warning, the story contains depictions of kidnapping, dehumanization, medical horror, and implied violence. All essential ingredients of a good short story.
Yeah, now you pause for a second, so if anyone wants to pop out, they can. This reading will take probably like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Is this a good example of what kind of interruptions you're going to be doing?
Yeah, I think this is like emceeing. This is reasonable.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is cool.
I thought we were just going to dive straight into after the content warning.
Yeah.
I think that's enough time.
Okay, cool. All right. Charlotte had an eye for talent. She'd picked Adrian Sayce out of his dead-end clone cohort, honed his natural aptitude to a knife's edge. Charlotte, after all, was a hunter, and recruitment was only hunting by another name. Now, as the ambulance hopper hovered over Rio, she watched Adrian watch the crowd. She felt the fuzz at the back of her brainstem, the psychic knack that told her he was stretching his vision out, mapping the mental topography of the streets below. All she could see when she looked down was a pulsing blur, utterly filling the space between blocks, pushing back blockades, and circling the government buildings. Looks like a slime mold to me. Can you handle the scrolling?
Do you want me to scroll?
I'd love you to.
Do you want me to scroll while you're reading or no?
Not while, but maybe when I get to the bottom of the paragraph. Adrian, though, could pick out details. A useful skill when scanning some 2 million rioters and not a small number of Brass Mills soldiers chaperoning. Those soldiers were staring daggers, assault rifles, EMP grenades, and exosuit-mounted cannons at the police and gov-funded mercs. Military support had emboldened the crowd, made them confident. Confident people are easy targets, she told Adrian. Less a number, whatever. They make mistakes and don't even notice. And so people were flooding the streets, waving finger-painted signs and singing little chants about courageously being themselves. And clones, of course. People and clones, confidently announcing themselves. Said Adrian, banking the hopper before he'd even opened his eyes. Think it's a Peggy. Elements of panic. Not moving much. The Peggies, one of a few dozen agriculturally minded clone lines, prone to fancies of freedom, abruptly retired. The ambulance gently lowered by an alley, the crowd clearing a space. Charlotte smirked at her own ingenuity for the 6th time that day. Warfare and riots. Let the medics through. That's the rule. Today was yet another valuable lesson for Adrian. Mimicry was one of the most powerful tools in a predator's belt. Checking the cam, Charlotte saw 2 women, one lying on her back, the other crouched over her. Which one? There. The barcode. Stay here ready to lift. This will be the last for this trip. Adrian nodded, brows furrowing. The collective rage of the riot was already detectable, even to her subtle psychic senses. But when she opened the back of the ambulance, the wall of noise made by millions of aligned voices nearly swept her back inside. She appreciated all the more the bubble of relative peace the hopper's borrowed iconography bought her. She pulled a float pallet behind her. What's the situation? The crouching woman looked at her with relief. She was shoved or something. She hit her head, but there's no blood. She's not making any sense, though. Charlotte pulled the float pallet alongside the pair. The Peggy was still speaking. I think her arm's messed up, too. Shoulder might have been pulled out of... When Charlotte pressed the hypo spray to her neck. Hey, I'm not... The clone's eyes widened. The easier to see your pupils dilate, my dear. Oh, God. Don't do this. Don't take me back there. Not to worry. There's no there to go back to. Whole facility's a crater, last I heard. The clone was getting quiet, fighting unconsciousness. Beside her, the friend was mumbling incoherently, insistently. Jaki. The clone pleaded. Ish, a war crime. You can't. The crowd's emotional miasma was setting off some kind of mental alarm. Still a lot of anger, yeah, but the direction was shifting. People pushed closer. Chants became shouts. Charlotte tuned them out best she could as she angled the float pallet to scoop up her catch. She leaned in close, let her smirk color her voice. Oh, You're at war, are you? Funny. I'm at work. But then panic was pushing through her. The crowd's her own? Can't be a bomb. I'd have heard it. Another assassination? And then she was yanked back by the shoulder. She wheeled to confront whoever had grabbed her, slipping back into her role. I'm a medic. I'm trying to help. But the crowd had closed in. All that anger was now focused Charlotteward. Hands were grasping. They know. How the hell do they know? A placard was raised like an executioner's axe. Charlotte spun and launched herself at the ambulance. Fingers grasped weakly at her cuffs. It was enough to make her stumble, fall. She turned to see who'd done her in. It was the mumbling friend with a busted arm. And a perfectly good arm, too, apparently. Should have knocked them both out. The mumbles finally coalesced. Jinteki. Hunter. They had her. Portia, she yelled. Portia Labiata, jumping spider. Get the hell out of here, Adrian. And so he did. As the vehicle pirouetted, moshing the mob, Charlotte saw it. A drippy circle sprouting 8 bent legs, spray-painted in black on the side of her ambulance over the caduceus. And it was more than just some crude spider, she knew. It was an icon. Danger. Stay away, or maybe kill it fast. They must have been constrained. Whoever tagged her ambulance. Someone figured out what was going on and had the tools ready at hand. They'd had seconds to act and created this perfect thing without being spotted. Amazing what an artist can do with no time at all and a can of spray paint. Art under pressure. Adrian was away. Charlotte was dragged. Eventually she was somewhere new, dark. So this is what it feels like. But mostly she kept her mind on the spider and the artist behind it. You've got a gift, kid.
Hey,
there we go.
I like this. Did this art exist before or after this story?
It existed concurrently with the story.
Okay, cool.
Like I was writing it as this art was being developed for a card in the upcoming set.
Yeah.
And this is Charlotte being depicted in the act of what's happening in this set, in this story as well.
Exactly. Shout out to Ollie Bollador. Well done, Pat. I really like
Thank
that
you, yeah.
a lot. Yeah, clap.
Clap, 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 clap.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Do you? So okay.
Yes. Go ahead.
A bunch of references to things that we're gonna see and we've seen.
Yeah. Okay.
So, for those who not know, Teia, mind you, the clone hunting organization, clone retrieval, whatever, which are mostly run by clones. Is there some insinuation that Charlotte is a clone?
I don't think I covered it in this story really, but she is a clone. She is a clone herself, just as Adrian is.
Because there was the other story that I think Shu might have wrote.
I believe that was Shu to catch a psychic. I think that was from the last set. Yeah,
which was like the cooler conversation, the water cooler conversation. Exactly. Hunting down clones.
Yeah. So this is, So another way this kind of came about is, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay.
Keep going.
I struggled to when you said caduceus on the van to cut away and just pull up caduceus and be like, that's a card.
Just flash to
talking about the card. Moshing came up too.
Yeah.
Reading loud's a difficult task.
It is.
How's it going?
I really tried to channel I used to listen to so many sci-fi and fantasy short fiction podcasts like Lightspeed Magazine, Escape Pod, Pseudopod.
Cool.
So I tried to channel as much of that as I could. I just want to talk a bit more about Charlotte and how this story came about, actually. Because I'm thinking, when I was tasked with theming Jinteki had already been established what they're up to in the last set. This is what they're doing in Brazil. They are undercover clone catchers, basically. Yes. That's basically what Teia is.
Really quickly, the reason I brought that up is Teia means the web, like a spider's web,
exactly.
Which is why they're being labeled, why the hopper is being painted, exactly. So the crowd understands that this is a Teia.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a spider. It's dangerous. Stay away. Yeah. Kind of. And give my task was to theme Jinteki in this set, and the mandate was basically they're doing kind of more of the same, but maybe taking advantage of the chaos. And I felt like this is just the most natural possible progression from what we saw in the last set, which included cards like Front Company.
Yeah.
Which is you can show Front Company. Yeah. Front Company was like them setting up a fake dentist office as a front for capturing clones. Like we see these, maybe a Ken in the background. Yeah.
I think they're both Kens.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And so I just thought, whoever came up with this idea is probably also looking at a riot and thinking, oh yeah, I can do something with this.
Yeah.
And so Charlotte kind of to me, and this isn't necessarily conveyed in the card flavor text and stuff like that. Like, I'm not going to promise that because card flavor text and names were not entirely up to me, but like, and of course, there's not always room to convey like 100 different character traits. She's kind of like the Shigeru Miyamoto of Teia. She's an idea person, and they desperately want her to just take a desk job. But she's like, and they're like, please, Charlotte, stop riding your bike to work. You're too valuable. But she's like, no, I want to be out there in the field. I want to be like experiencing my ideas firsthand.
I don't think it dawned on me though. This is not Charlotte. I think we.
No, I don't think either.
But
that
like,
was
this
Charlotte.
is clearly an Teia operative.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what's happening here.
That's wild. Shout out to this dog who shows up on all the art in a lot of different things. Also, this tag, mind you, you've seen that now on another card.
On Burner, yeah.
On Burner. That's the. I'm not sure exactly what bird it's meant to be.
I keep thinking it's a fly or a bee or something, but it is a bird, yeah.
And that's the one that's on the Burner art on the massive building. You also see the club barcode.
Yep.
Yeah. Would you remove that? You think you'd want to remove that? Can you not remove that?
There probably is a way to do it, but like, you know, you get to Brazil and you think, oh, I'm free.
Yeah, right.
You don't think you have to, and then the Automata Initiative becomes almost law.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I guess if there's one thing else I want to say, like looking at this and also looking at the two pieces of fiction I published previously, which are just like on the product pages for Parhelion and Automata Initiative. The way I write, I think uses the same like mental architecture as the way I tell a joke. Like this is a joke too. It starts off with her saying she's got an eye for talent and it ends with her identifying a new talented individual.
Yeah. I thought you just wanted to write a shaggy dog.
I mean, that's also it. Like I was kind of raised on like Isaac Asimov's dumbest possible short stories. Those were my bread and butter for most of my childhood. So like, yeah, just like, that's kind of where I go. Everything I write is kind of just a joke.
Yeah. I wanted to see more Adrian. Like it's wild to drop Adrian's that quickly in a sentence, and then like he's just you know at the end he disappears, which is what it is. I want to see more of him, but we're gonna see more. I'm assuming like this art is clearly in the upcoming set. You don't have to say anything, Pat. So I'm assuming either this character or this idea is gonna show up, which is cool. Also, mind you, the dog. Multiple artists have drawn the same dog.
Yes,
across arts.
Is that they're on wheels as well?
Yeah, it's on Debbie. It's on wheels, but those are two different artists.
I
think Ollie did wheels.
I believe that is. It's just a little motif. In the
but
set.
Like internally, maybe Brennan would know. Like internally, do they say put this brown type of dog on it? Because that dog is there. The dog is on Debbie, but this Debbie is not. This is Win, same dog.
True,
and then now it's on Charlotte, which is an Ollie.
Yeah, I literally think it's just a motif. I don't think I'm not sure if the dog is ever even named.
You remember when the Borealis cycle came out and there's like 7 cards where people put their feet up on desks on accident?
yeah, and Adam S. Doyle gets like 3 cards where he gets to put hands in cyberspace.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it just happens. Yeah.
Do clones have rights? Yes, clones have rights in Brazil. Basically, clones and Bioroids are basically, I guess, have relatively full rights. It's the Automata Initiative the Automata Initiative is threatening both those groups of people together. Yeah.
And for what it's worth, it's been not only heavy insinuated, but basically said that the stuff that Teia is doing is straight up crime.
Yeah.
Like it's not like this is something that the Automata Initiative is challenging. No, they're just literally doing crime.
Yeah. I mean, my take on it is that like Jinteki doesn't care about the law of one country. Jinteki has their own idea of justice, which is we own clones, and that supersedes any national law.
Yeah.
So why would we care? Like Jinteki's there before the Automata Initiative goes through, and they'll probably be there after.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah. Kevin said, "So glad I was able to join here. Read this."
I'm glad. Yeah. I'm glad the read went well. I felt like that did go. What?
No, it's fun to know when people are nervous about stuff.
Yeah,
I think
it's
a really like human thing. Dog Connect should be so cool. Like they.
Yeah, and Dan saying it's referencing the famous protest dogs from South America. Okay,
cool.
I think I knew that at some point. I must have forgotten that though.
Yeah. Hey, Lux, gotta have a Carmela Viralata. I don't know what that is, Lux. How's it going? Let me search that. Yeah, yes it is. Thanks, Lux. Oh, that's sick. Oh man, so super cool. Yeah. Hey, Izzy, how's it going? Really cool. Yeah. No, I was really excited. So Shu, she recently showed up on the Null Signal to read her own work.
Yeah, the Ampere story, which is really cool.
Mind you, we have a link. I'll link into the bottom of this one. I don't think it was the easiest thing to find on an NSG website.
I don't think. Are there articles for the podcast links? I don't think so. Yeah.
No, you just have to know they're there. But there is a way to search. it's not the hashtag, but there's like something that you do like this that will actually get you all the story articles. I think this is not it clearly, but there's a way to get all the story stuff on one page. I linked it in the last stream on Tuesday. We'll link it again on Thursday, which is great.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, Matt. So much, Pat.
I was glad to read it.
I'm glad that you wrote that. That's really, really exciting way to start the set. Obviously, there's a lot of questions about what corps are doing. That one's a pretty on the nose what the corps are up to.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see. Yeah, which is really, really sick. New stuff otherwise. Like G&K came out. This just dropped on Tuesday, mind you. Have I had a nice laugh about how Elizabeth Sokolova does all the Netrunner cubes? All the like hardware,
Lucky Charm too.
Devil
Yeah, exactly.
Charm, Buffer Drive.
And I like her take on. I know this is a weird thing to say. I like her take on cubes because they feel unreal in a certain way.
Yeah.
And this looks like what Ma connotes to me. It doesn't look like a Ma. It's like when I think of a Ma, I think it's something I don't want to put my hand into, and that's what this box is.
But yeah, this box is wild. It is really wild. The original Ma art is very, very good. It's like very hard to build something that is like gonna compare to it. But
the original Ma looks more like a hippo than Hippo does.
Yeah, 100%. Well, the normal hippo is just a butt plug. I didn't need to say that.
You didn't need to say because we all know it has a flared base.
You should do this again, Pat. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think that's something that we're excited to do. For other narrative stuff coming up. We'll see either if we can get people on to read them that read it themselves. Otherwise, we'll just read them. They're fun to read. Apparently anybody can buy these.
Cool. That's
We're making changes the way we handle. I didn't realize this. We want to take a moment to update what's on the inside. Wait, hold on. I didn't know this was actually a fundamental change here. Game nets are intended for casual level events, especially those that, sorry, I'm gonna pull this in, to newer players, whether it's gathering at a local pub, playing at your nearest homes, whatever. To reflect that aim, we're allowing anyone to purchase G&Ks. So classically, you just bought it with this sort of like social contract that you'd run some sort of organized play, but now you don't have to.
Also, there's no way to enforce that at a G&K level anyway. So
but like,
it's fine. This is just like making out loud what is already
$15 in free shipping? That's American dollars. But that's sick.
Free shipping is extremely good. Yeah,
that's incredible. Why wouldn't you just buy these? That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's a cool wild change. There's a caution sticker inside if you get hurt, your own fault. Yeah, well, you put your hand in the machine. It's kind of on you. Flared face, Aurora. How's it going?
The caution sticker looks like you're gently cradling two gears, like you're doing fushigi.
This is a real industry standard one. Have you seen this one?
Oh God,
I don't want to search gears and hands because it's gonna gross me out. But that is the real one.
Too many people are doing fushigi in factories, and we lose so many good limbs this way.
What's fushigi?
Fushigi is like the glass balls,
like contact juggling.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, don't contact.
I guess I should have said contact juggling, or it could have said like in Labyrinth.
I haven't seen Labyrinth.
Really?
Yeah,
we could watch Labyrinth.
We could. I just downloaded Waking Ned Divine the other day.
It's a classic. Yeah.
And what is the other one? The one with the satellite dish. I think these are the ones that I know that you watched a fairly bit. Contact?
Contact, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Contact's one of my favorites, but it's a movie that like my opinion about it and my feelings about watching it have changed a lot over time.
I don't remember what it was. I remember getting it from the library when I was a kid and I didn't finish it. But I was like, okay, this feels like nostalgia. Let's go. Labyrinth is so good. It was one of my bisexual awakening. Go watch it. Labyrinth is who's in it?
You got David Bowie.
That's what I was trying to say.
Jennifer Connelly. Yeah. And Muppets. Because I think it's a Jim Henson production, right?
Oh, I saw some of those Muppets because they did a thing. I was in Queens and they have like the Museum of Film and Television and all of the Henson Muppets were there. It was cool. Yeah, it was nice.
Wait, how did I ruin Poison Vial? I must have missed something.
I think it doesn't have a flared base.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't. Well, that's why it's a Poison Vial. You don't want to use that.
Okay, so we have two things to do, Pat. It's currently 10:30.
Okay.
I think building a Teia deck we can possibly do. There's other game that we wanted to do.
There was another game.
What are you feeling? You don't have to.
I do want to play the game.
We can do it another time.
We could do it like it's your stream. I do want to play the game, and I'm here today.
Oh, let's do it.
The next time I'm here, we might have even more to talk about.
We probably will. Okay, so we're gonna do the game. What's the game called? You had a name for it.
The game is called Verbal Plasticity.
Here we go.
And I was gonna do this whole spiel about how NSG needs your help because like I messed up the translation stuff, but I didn't want to put any of this on the translators who work so hard and are so valuable. So we're gonna play a little game.
Can you explain the game?
I'm gonna explain really quickly. What I've done is I've taken a few cards, I've put them through the ringer of Google Translate over and over and over again until I get something kind of funny or hard to really understand.
Yeah.
And I'm going to present you with them and seeing if you can get them. And I guess chat can also help out.
So our job is we're going to hear the text on a card, the functional play text.
I will give you the new title.
Yeah.
And I'll give you some of the new ability text, but not all of it, because some of that really gives it away.
Yeah.
And maybe the flavor text if that's available.
So we have stages.
Yeah. And you can ask for help. Like there's a couple here where like I can give you more of the ability text if you need more help.
Yeah. We did a test one on Discord. It got easier obviously as we went.
And I'm going to explain the test one just for everyone's on the same page. So
what's your card pool for these? Eternal?
Yeah, basically.
Hell yeah, buckle up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sickos.
Yeah,
let's go.
I'm torn because I love Pat games, but I also want to see more Teia. Well, too bad. Wait, no, you're happy either way.
We'll get to it. Worst comes to worst, there's an Teia list that's just published. We can just grab it and play it.
Oh yeah,
if we need to.
It's fine. Yeah.
Andre can phone many friends. Yeah, I'll be trying not to work with chat until I need to work with chat.
Yeah,
but play on your own.
You have no value, chat.
No, yeah.
Okay, so the example card that I gave you was the title.
Yeah, let's do it with chat.
Okay, so chat. The title is Table. Does anyone want a hint? I'm gonna assume yes.
No, wait 3 seconds. Table, take your guesses.
Okay, yeah.
Chat delay, it's like 6 seconds.
Oh, sure, yeah, okay. Everyone toss your guesses in, and I'm gonna start reading the ability text now, which is
6 seconds. Table. You have to wait. You see, as soon as you see guesses, you're good to go.
Lucille says turntable. That's not a bad guess. Okay, so here's the ability text.
Because I'm list language it'll do in reverse.
Okay.
How many languages do you do? Do you know how many you did?
Most of these, on average, I did like 5 or 6 languages.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we're pretty deep.
Okay, so subroutines that meet the limits cannot complete the remainder of this conflict.
I think that is not that bad. This is doable.
This is doable. Yeah. I think this is like, in fact, it's obvious.
Yeah, it's Mesa.
Yeah, Mesa.
Can you say that one more time? Just for check.
Yeah. Subroutines that meet the limits cannot complete the remainder of this conflict.
Mm-hmm. This is all for y'all. I know this one.
Yeah. There we go. Asphyxia,
yeah.
Has got it. It's banner. Yeah. Okay, so that's the example.
Yes,
that's the example I already gave you. So now I'm going to give Andre one for real.
Great.
This card is called Run Out.
Run Out.
Run Out. Do you have any
words.
media guesses?
No. Inside Job.
That's not it. But Mike from NSG has also done this in the past, and Inside Job has a very funny result that
really?
I'll share with you later. I'm not sure if we can find it right now.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anyone correct there.
I think JM suggested a card that doesn't exist.
I'll make a note to write escape plan on a future card.
Yeah.
Ability text. You will. Okay, this is really gonna mess people up.
Yeah, great.
You will incur original damages as an additional cost for playing this program.
It says program in it?
Yeah.
One more time.
You will incur original damages as an additional cost for playing this program.
So it's a program in which you get hurt playing it? That's not a lot of programs. I just don't know how you get run out from Begamot.
It's not Begamot.
Yeah, probably not, huh? Yeah, is he saying Begamot too?
It's not Begamot.
One more time.
Okay. You will incur original damages as an additional cost for playing this program. When you find out what this card is, you're going to realize you made so many mistakes already.
Because like it uses real terms, and I can't tell if those are accidental real terms or real terms that just like were steadfast through absurd translations.
Right?
Yeah.
Some of this gets weird. Like subroutines stayed on banner.
Yeah, I did, didn't it? Okay, is there a third? Is there another hint?
There's another line of ability text, and
okay, hold on, one more time.
I've seen. Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. One more time.
One more time. The first line of ability text is, "You will incur original damages as an additional cost for playing this program." The second line of ability text is, "Doing research and development." If you win, you get 3 extra cards when you destroy R&B.
I know. The name it's finality.
It's finality, yeah.
Run Out? That's sick.
Run Out, finality. Lucille got pretty close with Running Hot. I don't think
that was a good
like Running Hot and Finality are both going to come out pretty similar in that first line, so pretty good.
Can you read the last part again?
Doing research and development. Period.
That makes sense.
If you win, you'll get 3 extra cards when you destroy R&B. Sorry, R&B. We're not a big fans of that genre of music.
Destroy R&B.
Yeah. No, it's not core. It's it's event. Because imagine planning an event. You create a program for the event. Yeah, it's like the logic to it has really like lodged into my mind.
Yeah, that's wild.
Destroy R&B. That's what I said.
R&B.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yeah.
I love the title of this one so much. About. Sorry, I have to. It's okay. I need to drink a water.
Gotta figure this one out.
The title of this card is About Mrs. Nkululeko. That is the English translation.
At some point, we should stop translating. Can you spell Kululeko? How many words is that?
Okay. N-K-U-L.
Oh my god, that's not what I thought.
U-L-E-K-O. Do you want to write this down?
Yeah, please. Let's get that on paper.
It's About Mrs. Nkululeko.
Mrs. How do you spell Nkululeko?
N-K-U-L-U-L-E-K-O. There's no L at the end there.
Oh, that changes everything.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Nkululeko. There we go.
I don't know why I wrote that down. I don't think it's good.
Okay.
This is a person.
Do you have any thoughts right away?
Yeah, I would say somebody with a similar name. So Nuka.
You're on an. You're not cold. I don't want to say you're warm, but you're like
Beatrice.
You're tepid.
It seems to be a person.
It seems to be a person, and a person's. Why would a person's name be translated?
Because you put it to a translator, Patrick. Is this Bones gone real wrong?
Now you're on the right track. Now you're thinking with
the word
portals.
name. Yeah.
I'm gonna read the ability text.
Do it.
Add the headquarters list number directly to the.
It's so funny.
Let me try this again. Add the headquarters list number directly to the exact number of meters stored at your location. Yes, Sophie, exactly. I'm trying to enunciate correctly.
One more time. It's so hard to wrap that.
Yeah, okay, Lucille, you've basically figured out what the final language was on Mrs. Nkululeko. Okay. About Mrs. Nkululeko.
Yeah.
Add the headquarters list number directly to the exact number of meters stored at your location.
Is this that bad NBN thing that lets you put your hand to your deck unless the runner plays?
Folks, it is not.
Oh, Belsky or what's? It's not that. Damn it! Like sorry, keep reading.
It is poetry. Yes, thank you. Okay. I don't have much more for this one because this most of this card's text is that.
I just need the text one more time. It sticks like.
Okay. About Mrs. Nkululeko.
Oh,
I'm giving you that again in case
yeah.
Add the headquarters list number directly to the exact number of meters.
That is hard. The meters gets.
I don't know. Stored at your location. I can give you some hints that are not here, but
is it a unique connection?
No, it is not a unique connection.
Unique.
Yeah.
Is it Rashida?
No.
Caddy.
No.
It's a person. Class act?
No.
Oh.
It's a proper name.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
It's not Maui. I'm trying to see.
Is it?
I tap back into people shouting "Destroy R&B." What the hell happened? We're getting canceled for this stream. We all keep so many meters at our respective locations.
What's the name of the shaper that gave you 5 clicks?
It's not that anyway.
Damn it. Does anyone have in chat?
I haven't seen anyone have it. It's not the gauntlet.
DJ Fenris. It has to be a connection, right? A person, but it has to be a name that translates into a language.
Yeah. So what kind of name
translates into English?
There we go. Yeah. So and why does Bones do that? Because
Bones is a word.
Bones is a word. So.
No, I understand. I can't come up with a name that's like that.
Okay. Here's a weird hint. It's a person and it's not a person.
That is not a hint.
It's not Belsky. One of the key words here in the
nihilist?
Nope.
No.
One of the words that say exactly the same is exact. Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean at this point, yeah, it's fine. You can do it. We'll say that you've earned
Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
What?
So Liberty is translated to Nkululeko
in
Zulu.
Whoa!
And then when I translate back to English. That's what you get
that's so
about
cool.
Mrs. Nkululeko. Isn't that so cool?
Read it and we'll keep track. We'll read along.
Okay, so I didn't do the first line of text. I think I translated that and it couldn't get anything interesting out of it.
Sure.
But then click,
which we didn't know, but that's great. Otherwise, it would be easy.
Yeah. Add the headquarters list number directly to the exact number of meters stored at your location. How do you not get this?
That is still hearing that
I know,
while
right?
reading this? Nah, man.
Right,
no
right.
way. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
There's no way I would have guessed that. There's no way.
But I think that one is so cool because it illustrates the logic of the
Yeah.
translation, and I think that's fantastic.
That's really hard to get through.
Okay, here's the third one.
Yeah.
Cholera.
Yeah, okay, great. It's a virus.
What are you thinking of so far?
Any virus. So like contaminate, which is not exactly a virus. Fermenter, parasite.
You've not named the right one.
But it's a red thing. It's red. It's orange.
Yeah, of course
Okay.
it's orange. Of course,
Imp?
it's orange.
No.
Nope.
Shit. Gravedigger. We'll name a virus. Botulus. That's a good one.
It's not botulus.
Leech.
Nope.
Data sucker.
Nope.
Okay. I'm just gonna name all though. You might as well get to the fun part.
Okay, say all viruses.
All viruses.
No,
What? It's not a virus.
it's not a virus.
Oh.
Yeah.
That makes
Okay,
it harder. Yeah.
I'll say it again. Sorry. Cholera.
Is there text on it though?
Yeah, there's ability text. Do you want the ability text now?
If I guess off the title, we lose the fun of the ability text.
That's true.
Yeah.
But maybe you can write down on a piece of paper what you think it is now.
Oh, I got nothing. I'm
Okay.
just guessing all the red cards.
All right, here we go. Complete the tournament and earn 9 points. That can only be used during the tournament.
This is a stim hack.
Yeah.
What?
Post-race brain injury.
What? That's what it. What?
Yeah.
Wait, what? This is cholera?
Yeah. I don't know how I got cholera, but it's like,
Can you read the text?
complete the tournament and earn 9 points. That can only be used during this tournament.
Yeah, that's true.
Post-race brain injury cannot be prevented.
This when the run ends should just be replaced by post race.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
All right.
Anytime 9 comes up, you know what it is. It's
Yeah.
that simple. But that's really fun.
Yeah, the 9 is the
Yeah,
giveaway.
yeah.
Okay, you've done really well so far, and I
Thank
feel
you.
bad that I don't have as many more good ones to give you. But
Oh, it's okay. We can come back and do this at a later time.
yeah, because you've done so well, I've got a bonus one for you.
Fantastic.
Okay, this is a classic.
Yeah.
It's from the core set. Title is Closely Related.
It's from a core set?
Yeah.
Closely related.
Closely Related.
So closely puts me to personal touch.
Oh, that's a good guess, but it's not correct.
It's not that.
But that's a very good guess.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of
It
dream
seemed like
logic.
it was almost
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Closely related.
It's not mimic, no, but good guess also.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
How do I make this make sense with Archer?
Okay.
Express special order? No.
Wow, Brennan, really coming out strong against R&B. I knew this was opening Pandora's box.
Okay, can you send me the card text? I want to make an altar. Yeah, I can, but we can send you these after for sure.
Yeah, altar, bring them to Worlds. People are like, what's happening to my brain right now? Have I been playing too long? It's not mutual favor.
Because it's FFG core set?
It's not only is it FFG core set, it's also in the revised core set. I'll read you the ability text.
Oh.
Play after encountering melee tokens with negative modifiers.
Data sucker?
Nope.
Play after.
Encountering melee tokens with negative modifiers. When do you encounter negative modifiers?
It like leech.
Nope.
Data sucker.
Nope.
Ice Carver is not in the core set. But it's in. You saying it's in System Gateway?
No, it's in the core
System-
set and the revised core set.
Oh, FFG land. Yeah. Okay. Xandu?
Nope.
You said so confident. Where do we put negative tokens, even though that's not a thing in Netrunner?
NSG has nothing to do with this card.
Yeah. Now I'm getting it.
Yeah, I think you just I think you looked at me and then it's like I sent you the key psychically.
What was it called?
Closely related. Play after encountering melee tokens with negative modifiers. Change the negative sign to a positive one.
Is this an Arkham Horror card? This is an Arkham Horror card.
Of course it is, folks. This little sideways advertising for your upcoming new channel.
What is it called? Sure Gamble?
Yeah,
Oh, this is an Arkham Horror card.
called Sure Gamble.
It's called Sheer Gamble.
It's in the core set
Very
and the revised
funny.
core set.
So actually, yeah, we knew this because of this. It's a card that just says switch minus to positive, which is such a funny card text.
Yeah,
very funny. We've done this before. I think you've done this before, and you came.
I did, yes, exactly. Of course
it's been an Arkham card every once in a while.
Yeah,
Sandstorm.
Oh, and that's what I do have one more bonus, but I might save that for another time we do this game.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was fun though.
That was really fun.
And like I was impressed by like I feel like there are certain key phrases of these that give them away.
Yeah,
but it's still fun to like go through the mental exercise. Yeah. Like for me, like obviously I'm looking at it from the other way, but figuring out Mrs. Nkululeko and realizing what happened there in the translation was fun.
Yes. God, the meters thing's really it's weird too, because like some of the things that you thought would be like pseudo sacred show up, like program becomes event.
Exactly.
Like it's so strange.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Additional costs stuck around, right?
Well, it went you will incur original damages as an additional cost. Like original damages as core damage.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Post-race brain injury.
Post-race brain injury is brutal.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Oh man, wild. Well done. Thank you for doing that. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We used to have a game back in the day where we tried to, I still have a bunch saved if I can find them. But basically we would read a review.
Yes, that was
a review from the history of Netrunner DB, and then you have to guess what card it is. And we'd go out of the way to get like really notably strange reviews.
Exactly.
Or, like, impactful reviews.
And again, just like in this, I had to cut some things out to make it not completely obvious, but that's another game that I'd like to bring back one of these days.
Yeah, those are fun.
You know, everyone just keep on reviewing stuff on our Netrunner DB, but don't do it just for the sake of this game, because that ends up ruining the integrity of the review system.
Yeah. The reviews, mind you, don't get that much traction anymore because they hid them. They used to be up here on the front. No, they're not. You have to actually go deep for them. Cool. Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, I don't think that really changes how visible reviews are. Like, you go to a card, you don't go to reviews. Like, who's checking, what's the latest review?
Oh, that's a good point. But I used to go to the review page and scroll.
Yeah. You showed me, like, Doomtown does.
Yeah.
Like there is that one designer who does, like, design, like, quick, brief little design.
Did you do this?
Yeah, I'd love to see this, actually.
What does it say? Finally, real justice.
I don't think that's him.
No, it's not him. But basically, yeah, I've said this many times on stream before, so we won't linger here. But one of the main designers goes through and writes like 2 paragraphs about each card, saying like why it exists. It's some combination of either and not all. Why it exists, what they wanted to do, how they designed this, what the challenges were, but just like little tidbits about each thing. And this stuff is so cool. So love it. It's still under Locks. It is. It's just not. It used to be up here, just like it is on most other DBs, but now it's a bit hidden, which like it's fine. Pat's right. People probably engage it on a card by card basis more.
Yeah.
I love reading card reviews. Me too. I don't often agree with them, which is fun, but like it's not a space for like that's the only problem with reviews. Okay, I'm not gonna open the page because then we're gonna single someone and disagree with them. But like, it is not a forum for disagreement.
Yeah.
Because the only way to interact with that is basically put in the comment and say, I don't think you're right, or not upvote. So it's a weird space for discussion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a problem that social media has not solved in 20 years, and I don't think it's going to be solved here. But I see what you're saying. Like, it's not ideal for discussion, but it is still fun to read reviews. I still like doing that.
Yeah. Navigation of the hot topic for NRDB TV2. Oh yeah, I believe it. NRDB V2, mind you, you can find it. It's up. It's cool. I
don't want to go there yet.
I
hardly ever buy games in early access.
V2, I forget what the link is. Maybe Locks will tell us, but it was announced at Worlds. It's cool. Okay. What I really want is a tier list tab. Yeah, right? So this is not Pat. So Pat, mind you, goes online as Scorpy. I can say your last name, right? It's on the article.
It's either Scorpy or Sklardicus.
Yes, and this is Scarpy.
Right.
Which apparently wasn't Badrick.
No, it's not me. Now, Scarpy, of course, is a character from The Name of the Wind, who is probably the moon or some bullshit.
What's the Name of the Wind?
Oh, you never read The Name of the Wind? I think you'd like The Name of the Wind.
Oh, is it?
It's not a board game. It's the book by Patrick Rothfuss.
No, I haven't.
I'm not just saying this because of Patrick's solidarity.
Yeah, I know. What if the design of a card is so egregious that it makes you log into account you haven't accessed in years? That's fine. That's good. Interaction's important. So we're gonna play Isuak today. I don't think we have the time at like basically 11, so we're just gonna grab an Isuak deck we found. I don't know.
And we're doing Isuak. We're not doing a Teia.
Oh my god, never mind. I thought that was an Teia deck. Yeah, so we probably won't play that. We'll just grab an Teia deck.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Seal. Yes.
You want? Oh no!
Come on, we know the review on Tao. That was the first one I did during our game. Like
I know. It came up and I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one we haven't played. This is from Josh from Toronto. Josh Q. I don't know if we played this on. I think we did play it on stream, and I kind of liked it. But it actually is doing some really cool things that answers the how do you make a Teia work question. So the first thing with a Teia, mind you, when you install, you get another install. So one of the cool ways to make your second server matter is you just play enough Tranquility home grids that almost no matter what you're doing, it's valuable.
Yeah, true.
So that's cool.
You're doubling your Tranquility value. Yeah,
you can also install in Tranquility, get the card draw from it, and then a Teia. So if you're missing a card, you want to find a card, this is a nice way to do it.
Yeah, okay. But do I draw an asset here? Yeah.
You should do the Fight Night Teia. D, can you link me? Because I didn't know
Fight
about
Night
that.
Teia?
I didn't know anyone that was playing Teia Fight Night. That's cool. Name of the Wind is good, but the entire Fae arc, the second book, would have been better on the cutting room floor.
Man, that is a take that I used to have, and I'm not saying. Okay, I'm gonna come out like.
And then
I have grown beyond the need to cut Felurian out of the wise man's fear. But no, I've read the second book less often than I've read the first book. But I like the last time I read it, I'm like, I'm dreading it. And then I read it and it's like, oh, this doesn't take as long as I thought. It feels long because you're watching a teenager have sex. Wait, hang on. Can we go back to destroying R&B?
How do I find this? I'm not going to explain why on stream. Yeah, okay, great. I don't know if I can find Unbind's list. What has happened? Books. Again, it's important to have powerful reactions to art.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Sure.
So the other thing I want to say about this deck that's cool is that one of the issues right now, obviously with Jinteki economy and all that, is like some of the ice doesn't make sense as a value proposition. I think Vampire Dust is sick, but things like a Teeny are kind of annoying. But if the runner can just go through it to steal an off-world office, it's usually correct to do it. And so what this deck can do is it can leverage it by obviously playing Fuji, which is nice. He loses early, lose the game. But then on top of that, you can use Seamless Launch either as a fast advance.
I like Seamless in this for sure.
With Timely Public Release, or you can Seamless into a Neurospike.
I love that Timely Public Release has seen a bit of a resurgence thanks to Teia because it is getting double value.
Yes.
I do not listen to audiobooks while sleeping. Why do you ask?
D, how do I find it though? I don't know where the Fight Night. I'd have to pull them on Discord. Is there like a link to the page or something? Because I don't know if I can find it. Unbanned. Oh yeah, unbanned like their group. But I don't think it's on NarrenDB. I'd have to pull it from like a spreadsheet, right? I do it.
Or is it unbind or unbanned?
Unbanned, like their testing group. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to pull it. Oh, Kato has a Teia deck. I linked to a deck list. Oh, your thing got shadow removed. So D, you thought you posted a link, but it got eaten. If you could post the link and just like, you know, mess it up,
remove
like just
put a space
www or spaces in it, that will work. I appreciate that you tried. It just I don't see that you tried, unfortunately, because it just eats it. So we'll hold for like 5 seconds. I think this is okay. We played this before. You have Adrian, which is nice, and then this is cool. Yeah, post ID. Yeah, ID works. Otherwise, yeah. So I'm like really excited for the next set because obviously Jinteki's going to get some good stuff. And I think Jinteki is 1 or 2 ice that costs 3 to 4 credits and an econ card away from being like very playable, or one agenda that you want to score out. Because currently there's no agenda in Jinteki that you want to score out.
I'm not gonna give away a goddamn thing.
I know, man.
You are trying to like do some sort of psyop on me. You're like, all Jinteki needs is one of these, and I'm like, I want to say they're not getting that.
There is no way that with a clone runner showing up, Teia is not going to get better. That's all I'm saying.
A clone runner?
Yeah. They're going to release, what's Francisco? Is that his name? Francesco? The new clone anarch?
Sebastião? I don't think he's a clone, is he?
Yeah, he must be.
Oh, is he a clone? Okay.
I don't know if that's confirmed. I'm assuming he's a clone.
I don't think he's a clone. I think like he's married to Eru, who is a clone.
So he's not a clone.
I don't think he's a clone.
I assumed there was just like a whole family of clone people.
No.
And then the clone dog.
I mean, obviously the dog's a clone. Because
he's not a
clone. That's a different dog in every image. They're all clones.
Beans. Sebastian isn't a clone. Oh, I thought he was. I thought that was meant to be like part of the interest is that like he's fighting not only for his community but for himself.
I think that makes him. I think that instead kind of adds to his nobility. Like it's not like it's his community, but like it's not. It doesn't have to be his fight, but he's going to choose to make it his fight. Cool. Where Mercury is the one who represents the like. This is my people.
Yeah.
And I have to defend them.
Thank you, Izzy. Logging into Twitch just to get around the filters. That's Netrunner. That is actually Netrunner. Okay.
Yeah, that's hacking.
So there's a lot of lists here. So this is from Fight Club, Fight Night. So basically in Fight Night, you post your list, people play open deck list, and then you use that information to make choices of what sides you want to say. So we need to find Unbanned. Unbanned is playing Teia. 3 Bacteria, 3 Send a Message, Offer Lava is NGO, Rashida Attitude Adjustment, Hansei Hedge Fund, Adrian, Biovite, Lacosta, Mavirus, Vovo, 3 Tattoo, Conundrum.
Oh my
Love
god.
it. Konjin, 2 Sadaka. That's hateful. And then we're just doing Surveyor remote.
2 Sadaka. Oh my god.
Let's go.
It's truly.
Oh, Bacata, my below Bacata. Let's go. Thank you, Unbanned. Yeah, that's a spicy list, and you're gonna see it. Pay attention to like people who are putting out fight night content. I know NC is working on some stuff too, which is great. That worked. I didn't think that would work. Check that out. Unbanned. I'm just gonna give them the credit. Unbanned. Teia list. So we're gonna be like really slow. How do you spell a Teia? There's an I in there, right?
Yep.
They're just gonna be really slow. Conundrum, mind you, I think is an ice that's probably worth playing, especially if you know the matchups and you know there's gonna be a thing in it. Like having a 7, like the face check on that is good. 8 is a lot.
So expensive.
But I'd honestly rather res this than Anansi in a fair few board states.
Sure, in a few board states.
Yeah.
Because this ends the run and Anansi doesn't.
I'm surprised there's no Vampy. I like Vampy.
You know, I don't play meta a lot. Like how big how are our AIs doing these days?
A lot.
There's a lot?
Audrey.
Okay. Audrey, right, of course.
That's like half the decks in Fight Club. Fight Night. Shout out to the Chimera deck I played last night with Fuji, Obokata, Ben Musashi, Hokusai, Prana Condenser.
Yeah, for a second I thought you meant like you were playing Eternal and you're like, Chimera, the ice from What Lies Ahead, is the linchpin of this deck.
He knew the set. Prank Condenser, yeah.
It's probably not What Lies, it's probably the second one.
Yeah, Amaku is like obviously very good. Amaku will struggle into a lot of like the 5 strength face checks. But yeah, no, Audrey I think is a real big problem. We're a corporation.
Yes.
Okay, Patrick, you want to take the wheel on this one?
Sure. I'll be playing as Charlotte.
Yeah. Yeah, do everything in character if you don't want.
Okay.
You just do the keyboard, I'll do the mouse. When I was a kid, when we learned first-person shooters, I would do the keyboard, my brother would do the mouse, and we play like that Nerf game, which was a mod for Unreal Tournament.
Funny, yeah.
And then we found out that if you just hold W and just you can do everything with the mouse.
A friend of mine, Nick, he said when he was young, like he's the youngest brother of 3, and they played a lot of strategy games as kids, and he was the one who had like the fastest clicking finger. So it's like, okay, we need to like make 100 infantrymen really quickly in Command and Conquer. Nick, get over here! Just like
so, they had a macro team and he was the micro guy.
Exactly, yeah.
Which one's doing what? Yo, Kindara, excuse me. No, I did that wrong twice. Kidara, how's it going? This guy taught me how to play Netrunner. Wait, what?
Wait, sorry, I must have missed something in chat.
It's up there, not there yet.
God damn it.
Yeah. How's it going? I'm not sure who this is.
I'm not sure either. Kidara, who are you?
I was better than all my friends because of him. All right, we'll take it.
But no, but
doing great.
And which one of us are you talking to?
I don't know. Could be anyone.
I've taught a lot of people.
I think you might have taught more people than I have.
Possibly, except for the stream.
The left one.
Wait, hang on.
Stage
Mine
left?
or your?
That always happens.
Okay, wait. Flip it. Hang it. Okay, yeah.
Oh boy. Mine. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Wonder if we're gonna find a game.
Boy, I wish someone in the chat cared enough about us to hop in.
Does Patrick have personal stream? No, not that I know, but he might have hit it for me.
I would have, yeah. I'd feel too bad.
I can play versus you. The lobby's open. If you want to make it in, you can do it. It's 4 a.m. if you want.
Well, hang on. We do want a free win, actually. That would make me feel good tonight.
Tehran's in.
Oh, cool.
Kidara, maybe we'll play another time then.
Yeah.
How can I not stream tonight? You just turn the stream off. That's the expectation because we talk about everything.
Yeah.
Hey, Tehran.
But he looks like sometimes I think about that. I just don't think I want to be like beholden to a schedule or like trying to build up an audience like that. Not that I'd have to, since of course I would just borrow every one of you. Right? You'd all sign on to a Patrick stream. Even if I just talk about books. I think they all would. Yeah.
I would.
Thank you.
I don't even read book.
That's true.
Yeah. Tehran always asks for silly level. I always go for medium because that's like the fun option.
Yeah. I mean, we're playing probably a good deck, but not playing it well. So we're going to land on medium, right?
Tehran is a chance for me, stream sniper. Shout out to IFox. Yeah, right. That's cool. 55 cards or something. What is it? 52? This hand. What do you think about it?
It has money. It has ice.
Can't ask for better. How are you going to use your Teia ability to fire on this turn?
That's a great question.
You're not. You're gonna ice up HQ.
Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna ice up HQ because it is the criminal, and you're gonna have some sort of nasty little tricks.
We'd all stop watching under for you, Pat. Hey,
damn
even
right.
I would.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
thanks, you too. You want to keep this one?
Yeah, I'm okay with keeping this.
All right, so we just have to get something big on the table. So if we lose, send a message. We don't feel terrible about it. You can hold the mouse for 1 second, and then I'm gonna take it immediately to move this away. Oh, attitude adjustment. We're playing with 3-pointers. We're having fun.
Okay, I'm gonna hold the mouse.
Yeah. So what are you thinking?
All right. So yes.
Can you attitude adjustment from the bin? Yeah. So you can technically Hansei attitude.
Hansei added? No, I'd Hansei send a message then attitude.
That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Does it make sense just the attitude? Probably makes more sense just the attitude.
Does it make sense just to attitude?
Because it does give you money. We probably hold for a turn. Like I think we just ice the HQ, install advanced NGO front maybe.
But if we install advanced NGO front, I think I'd want to take advantage with maybe a surveyor.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right. So what do you think? Saisentan HQ?
Yes. Surveyor is not great into as with Link, let alone Boomerang, but it will be later. What's the order in a Teia?
Oh yeah, okay. Right? Let's double check. So
the second one's free. So generally when you do ice, you do it on the second install because you'll save install costs. But here it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ice is second one. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try and practice the right way too. So NGO front is first.
This is often correct. Yeah.
And then I'm going to choose surveyor.
Card, yeah, it has to be a new remote.
In a new remote.
Advance.
And advance the NGO front.
It's kind of a shame that Teia has the text only 2 servers. Not because I don't like it, but I wish more IDs just had that because it's better for streaming.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that number of servers kind of like MU or Link, or like Link is still on IDs.
Yes. This is from someone who plays Ashes.
Yeah, exactly.
But those sort of numbers are on every thing.
Exactly, yeah. But I think that things like number of servers could be like a kind of stat.
Yes.
That is changeable between.
I agree.
Yeah, that could be cool. and yeah, you're right. It's because I play Ashes.
Yeah, and Ashes, they have that text on everything. This is not a deck where we want to feed them bacterial. So we'll shuffle these 2 away. I think we just do draw.
Yeah.
I think we just either draw or hedge fund. I think we draw. I don't think we need.
I'd rather draw. Yeah, draw here.
Okay. It's an open invitation to get on my stream. I'm doing cast for Fight Club. There you go.
Okay, maybe. I mean, yeah, hit me up. I'm on Discord.
Prog, bankroll, run, see the top, pay credit, install hardware, get a credit, R&D wide open. There's probably 7 agendas, so 6 and 40.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Number of servers as MU would be wild. That would be like a runner that says the corp cannot have more servers than you have MU.
And you just trash your console. Go negative.
Well, no, I think like total like
Tremolo. We're gonna be playing some cybernetics.
This is gonna get real cool.
We only have Tattoo Bola, so it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's the only barrier that you play in Kentucky. That's not good. We can Hansei a virus in this matchup. It probably won't matter, but you just don't do that first click.
But
Dawkins Pass is down.
Oh, because they use prognostic.
Yeah,
prognostic.
Yeah. So we just need ice on R&D to stop this prog engine from doing anything. You gotta draw.
Yeah, gotta draw. But I think I'll Lacosta with NGO, advance the NGO. Like Lacosta server 2, NGO naked.
I think if Tron, Tron doesn't have a lot of money. Okay. It's just a shame that Lacosta doesn't do anything.
Which
we might
do
we might be just throwing it out here. Yeah, weird. So far, I haven't been happy on Teia. Whoa.
Okay, cool.
Don't give money.
It's almost always don't give money.
Sorry, don't give cards. I mean, give money.
Yeah, give money. Yeah.
That's interesting for 1 influence.
Yeah, cool.
That's not a bad 4 credit card.
No, especially in certain card pools, it's like, yeah, this is pretty solidly.
This is gonna be bad now.
Yeah,
we're just waiting for a masterwork.
Oh boy.
More like Pat Ebola. Ian got him. Flip switch off the top. So our Anansi reses are pretty bad.
It's Pat E. Cholera. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
They know that we have.
Yeah, nothing to do.
That.
There's
we
ice.
Love and ice. Just
you love ice. Yeah.
Ice. Yeah, they're gonna face check soon enough.
I'm gonna draw.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I might pop this now.
Why?
So I can put down Spin Doctor. Or just okay. I'll put Spin Doctor down here.
Yeah.
Mavirus in here just for the heck of it, just to have it.
Okay, we just have one
Just
of
to
those.
make-
We
just
just
to-
have one of those now.
Just to make it look like a thing.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's good. You gotta
Exactly.
say.
I mean, the
Yeah.
Teia game plan is confuse, confound, and confuse.
Yeah.
Uh,
Spider. Web.
exactly. Server 3.
Okay.
Do I res the Spin Doctor now to look for
No.
an ice? Okay.
No, because then we're discarding a card.
Okay. I might
Answer the send a message.
Hansei the send a message. Yeah, because we got the spin. Yeah, makes sense.
It forces the spin if they run archives. I just think that run RD sooner than archives.
Mhm.
Is that Gremlin laugh? I don't even remember what
I don't even
sorry.
remember, and I'm not gonna like. My laugh is beautiful, like a unicorn whinnying in a field. So
The Master came down, so that's bad. They're doing a cool setup. We're have 2 ice.
yeah, but I'm aware.
This is
But
not good for our.
we must have more ice
protagonists.
coming because we have Surveyor. That's only card you only put in your deck. Oof, okay.
Did Unbanned play this yet, and how did it go? For what it's worth, like I'm not dunking on this deck.
Mhm.
I think building decks for Fight Club is also very interesting because you don't really have some say what you want to play in, but you know what the meta is going to be.
Mhm.
I don't think it's an Az meta. It's an East here. Yeah, Az is doing its thing.
Yep.
And we're like if we were playing PD, we'd be on 4 points now.
Yeah. Zenitchip, and I know I'm partly saying this because I wrote the art brief for this, and I'm really proud of that.
Mhm.
It's still one of my favorite pieces of art in the NSG card pool because this just feels like a scene.
Oh, bacterial. I just think it's messed up how bad those hitboxes are.
Yeah, true. Most people think the eyeballs are messed up. Okay, I'm gonna look at the top 7 cards of R&D. What do we do with Bacterial in this deck?
You tempo.
Okay, so I'm not sure what to do here. I'm looking at a lot of cards. Honestly, it's like
That's the bacterial issue. Yeah.
It's the
You hit
bacterial.
done,
I'm gonna hit done here.
and then you add. You just draw a couple of them. You just draw like
Let's say a Nancy.
just take a Nancy,
Gonna get a Surveyor.
a
here.
Survivor. Yeah.
Saraka might be
No,
helpful.
we got spin dog. You don't want.
We
to
got
add too
spin
much.
dog, we
You
got
just
spin dog,
put them back.
What do you put them back?
You hit done.
Okay.
And then you put these back.
Okay. What do you want on
So,
top?
Not the Rashida. Rashida should be number 2.
Okay. So I'm gonna Sadaka.
Yeah.
Lacosta. Mavirus, Rashida, Tattoo Bola.
Fantastic.
And then we're done.
Something like that. Is there a window to install a spin and resin to hope for a nice install in a second? Yeah. No. There's no window to do a paid ability.
Okay, now we're gonna spin Doctor.
How's it going, Z? How do we rate Front Company and Teia? Pretty bad. It's not great. I think Teia would have a home in a damage acid spam deck, not in Teia, where it taking up your second server is like really rough. I'd put back the attitude adjustment.
I put back the NGO from because that actually works in this deck.
Okay. So what's the top of the deck, Pat?
Nothing. No, I have no idea what it
No,
is.
we shuffled. You're right.
Yeah.
All that effort, right? Okay. So they don't have a lot of money. They're going in for a single here.
I
DZ
mean,
came
it's
down.
Smart, yeah. It's a new card.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe we should have kept an agenda because pushing out here is somewhat reasonable. So now let's continue to do our thing.
Okay,
Yeah. It's your turn.
I'm gonna start the turn.
Yeah. Mandatory.
I'm gonna Mandatory draw even.
Okay.
Okay.
So we need to put ice on R&D.
Yes, we do.
An Anansi is expensive. It forces them to flip switch. We can afford 8 for that. Tattooed Bola is really usually often better on the remote server because it allows you to do a Teia nonsense, so we can get a Rashida on the table.
I just say haha here.
Yes. I enjoyed Froco R+. Yeah, I think you have to do, you need to have punishing face checks and you have to be threatening sideways. So I think that kind of makes sense.
All right. Sorry. So what do we think for R&D?
I think Anansi is going to hold for a long time.
Yeah.
It's bad into Boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, R&D.
I mean, it's good for us into Boomerang.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tattoo Bola is good on the remote server.
Sure.
Unfortunately, here I don't think we have a Teia install, unless you crack the NGO front and put a Rashida. But
I
you'd
think-
rather put the Rashida in the Lacosta server. Like we're going out our way to use a Teia value when it's going to cost us a Rashida, so we've slipped backwards. So I think here you do Rashida and you put a second Surveyor on the remote server, or no, a Tattoo Bola.
A Tattoo Bola on this one.
No,
Server 3.
We have no reason
Okay.
to ice that.
Okay. So I pop NGO. I put the Rashida here
No. Why would you put your Rashida out there?
because I'm trying to get a free install over here.
I think the credit you're going to save and the click you're going to save
Mhm.
is going to be wasted when they trash Rashida. And you lose 3 credits and 3 cards.
But then the Tattoo Bola is going over here. That's the thing about Teia. They're both scoring servers.
I think that's not how it works with 5-3s.
They're both scoring servers. Okay. So Rashida in this one,
Yeah.
and then Tattoo on this one.
No. You Rashida here, Tattoo here. You can't see it. I'm putting a screen.
Okay, so
just
I say-
one server. Imagine Teia has no text on it. I know, Patrick. In fact, we should probably do 2 surveyors because they have a way to big tattoo Bola. 2 surveyors.
Oh,
yeah, great. The row hardware being the longest is an absolute mood. Yo, as is really fun.
That's a number of pieces of hardware.
That is a lot of pieces of hardware. Yeah, hardwares even.
Oh,
yeah.
Because
you can buy someone's wares. Why can't you buy someone's hardwares?
Okay, it's Hardsware.
That does make more sense.
And Smartwares.
Yeah.
Distributor.
DZs, MZs. Yeah.
Buy as band.
Cool.
Okay, nothing happening there.
I feel Patrick's pain. I feel it too.
Thank you, JM.
I can bleed. It's just like there's no way. They definitely check it. They have all this like wants to run triggers. Why would they not check the thing we put in a remote server? Like that's the hard thing about a Teia is like if you're building 2 remote servers, that might be a play, but it's really hard when you're doing like Lacosta 5.3 stuff because it's a bit more committal. Yeah, you get to just know. Yeah. So ideally here we drive with Rashida. We put an NGO here, an ice here. We install a Biovault Advance or something like that. Let's see what it gets.
You're talking about cards that are not in my hand right now, but are definitely going to be in my hand at some point.
Because the Rashida, I'm calling the top of the deck.
Okay, cool.
So they're pre-installing Boomerang? On a site that's on? Fantastic.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's great.
It's not going to work out for them.
Well, it's going to work out a bit.
Barely going to work out for them.
It's going to be 2 net damage if we're lucky. So you can't res until he's done. Oh my god, he's playing voice pad. He's playing all the hardware. We're going to go Hushik through something. So many triggers. And Arca calls it DZMZs.
Do I say hardware?
Yeah. You probably say event because I think there's probably doofs and stuff.
Yeah, probably. Oh, sorry, that went.
You okay?
It went the wrong way.
Viral. Let's see if we get 1 or 2.
Oh, we got an Amina. Amina feels fine. I'm happy with trashing an Amina actually.
Yeah, that was good. DZMZ. We said DZ here.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the Narco doesn't say Z. Hedge fund. Dawkins is going to see 2. Double hedge fund.
Cool.
We'll get the funds.
Fine by me.
Now Tron has all the money in a bankroll. Now he's going to play events like he's playing prepaid. Losing the mean is a problem. Like there's no recursion for that unless he's on Simulchip, which is hardware.
Yep.
So code gates are going to look a good bit nicer. I think the deck has Conundrum, which doesn't boomerang too nice.
No, because Conundrum's got 3 subroutines as well.
Real big Enigma. Man. It goes and Conundrum, MIC, Enigma, weird.
Because in a sense, the military-industrial complex is itself an enigma, just like Conundrum and Quandary
just
are.
rose both of these.
Both of them to do damage? Yeah.
You have to pop that one. So in theory, we'd ask Axis. I think we can pay money for this, yeah. So it's going to take a card out of his hand. Hopefully it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, as well.
Nice.
Okay, that's some money.
Hey, this came up in a comment. So they talked about, you can't do things that don't change board state. Purging viruses, you can just do whatever. That just isn't. Why does Res?
Sorry.
Why does that beat N6?
I don't. I mean, I don't. I guess I didn't read that closely enough. Okay, so what do we got here?
Scoring. The rules say so. Yeah, I think that's all it is. The rules say so. So we're scoring an off-world office, never advanced. So we do off-world office.
We're scoring this never advanced. Oh, because of course, obviously, yeah.
So you just put that in server 2. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you're not getting your ability.
No. I am.
You're gonna try.
I am.
Tell me how.
Saisentan over here. Tachi Bola goes up here.
Imagine throwing out a card to save 2 credits. Like, why wouldn't we just Hansei?
But then we also have a backup server for doing other cool things.
So I think we need the Saisentan here.
Okay.
And we need the Tattoo Bola here. So he, as long as we ice up everything, he can't do his value engine.
You're the least fun person here, and I'm saying that as someone who is like chronically unfun.
I know, but like we can't let
what
him.
Do you mean you know?
Every turn he's gonna run archives, gain it. Like we have to ice up everything.
Okay, Tattoo Bola archives.
Yeah.
Saisentan up there.
You can put the replacement. I know you can. It's just like, why? Then we're throwing a Lacoste out.
I mean, this will cost us
because as soon as we put an unice server, he can run and get his absurd value engine. Like every run, he gets to see the top 2 cards, install something for free. Like we can't have.
But I'm just saying, like, do we need to spend the money putting installing something? Because like
surveyors get better, even if you don't res.
I guess surveyors get better. Yeah. Okay, fair.
And then you just no.
Oh, you knew we got me.
Undo click.
Okay, undo click. Yeah.
I love how that forced you to the.
I'm gonna do it. No.
Worst possible outcome. So admittedly, we don't have a lot of money, but we will have.
I tried,
money next
folks.
turn. I know.
The corp can always use a purge effect, even if there are no virus counters currently hosted on any cards. This is an exception to the rule.
I get it, but it's like so strange that that's the N6 rule. Oh, Revolver will eat us. Oh, that's fine. Unless we lose to send a message, then we get a non-C for free. That's fine too. You're in control again.
Okay, it's weird that control gets taken away from me when I'm trying to do something fun.
You did try and install the Off-World Office naked.
That would have been so funny. They wouldn't have run it.
They definitely would.
They wouldn't have run it.
And then we
what's going on? I guess we encounter ice.
Yeah, a call event.
Sure.
If it's an event, he dies.
Oh. And
he used 3 bullets for that. There was an event.
There's got an event in there. That would have been game, yeah.
If there was a hardware, he would have installed it probably.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a fallacy.
Okay, so probably going to steal the send a message.
You should installing Lacosta. You should have installed 2 credits. No, but Thomas, if we install it, now he has a server he can run that he can clicklessly do all his Az stuff. Like, you can't have an uniced server against Az. I know we threw it out, and we probably should have thrown out a hedge fund, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But like, as soon as he has that server he can run to get a free prognostic, a free masterwork, he doesn't have Chesva, but like, you can't let Az have those clicks.
I feel like this isn't a correct undo because, you know, that they got the information that we said event. But okay, so they are allowing us to take.
It's after that, yeah. Fire, so it's not an event.
Mm.
Oh, that's fine.
Fair. Okay, we're about to lose.
Well, he'll be on game point if he does touch that. He dies to Fuji. Oh, Abaya, if he installs a card, he dies to Fuji. Oh, he would die to Fuji here. This is risky. Last time he did double hedge.
Okay. Anansi for value or Surveyor for security?
Value, because it's not going to face check with the flip switch.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, flip switch Anansi is fine.
Yeah, but if we res 8, no, he doesn't approach.
Oh, he doesn't approach.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This came up earlier in the stream. You can jack out with a Nancy as long as you do it before encounter.
Annoying.
Yeah, people on JNet hit go to movement and then it gets them, which like that's just kind of on you. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think he can break double Surveyor.
No, we're gonna let him pass the Size and 10.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
You can boomerang one of these, you can't boomerang both.
A
lot of the value engine doesn't work on remotes though. Yeah, but enough of it does. He's on bankroll, right? Like Chesva doesn't, but everything else does. You're right. We'd ice up centrals first, but we just still shouldn't just have a Lacosta hanging out. Yeah, that's why he did that. Cool. So we can res Lacosta for start turn. Okay, now we just don't want top deck an agenda. It'll ask you to do it, yeah.
Right, I keep forgetting what.
Okay, it's fine.
It's fine.
You won't on HQ again.
Right, because it still got limited.
It's only so many bullets in a day. Yeah,
right, we're just gonna advance.
Yeah.
No,
nothing to it. Just get money.
And there we go.
Good. It's weird to see a deck of 5/3s and 4/2s, but I guess Lacosta's good, huh? Okay, our abilities fired once. Because of me.
I guess we could have. Yeah, Thomas, I see what you're saying. Thank you for taking the blame there.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like, I think, obviously, chat is on my side. 100%.
We can lose right here.
Yeah, I know.
It's that easy.
And we will.
How did we draw this much? Wake? Okay, we need ice up HQ.
Wake in fright.
So we lose to this, what, 40% of the time? Event.
But they might choose not to break these subroutines, and then they lose.
That's true.
We
can't put it past anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap. Leave one. Oh.
Well, they are going to see 2 cards. That's fine. We don't even have an agenda in there.
Okay.
Weirdo.
Mando, you have to advance Lacosta, I'll tell you.
Yeah, love that.
Okay. So he's going to run HQ every turn because of Wake and Plant and because of Chesva.
Okay, but I'm going to install Advance and then also put a Biovault there.
Yeah, that's more of like, I think you need more money because we can't res both these ice. So I think you do install...
Head Fund Advance.
I think you do it install Hansei.
Yeah, Hansei makes it. Yeah.
And I don't know if you advance it. I think you slow roll it. And then next turn you do Biovault Advance.
Cool.
Don't install that first because it looks like it's important. Do Hansei.
One of the hedge funds, I guess.
Yeah, it's not asking you that. I don't think you didn't click on it good enough. Yeah, there. Yeah, do that. So I think you install send a message, install Biovault. Does he challenge the server? We haven't get diversioned yet.
This feels like a tough server.
Boomerang deals with it relatively well.
But revolvers out of bullets, like I'm not
better.
Yeah.
Got him.
God damn it.
I think you install send a message.
Yeah, it's also send a message. Biovault naked, obviously. Another
for value. Send a message, and I think you might just hedge fund here. No, because you'll just install the Biovault.
Okay.
Yeah, because then you have to play around like Adrian and other stuff. He should know what the hand is because he knows we have 2 hedge funds. And we didn't play them. So running HQ is just a value thing. It's not an info thing anymore. I don't know, man. This is the thing. It's like people do jam. We could be playing this improperly, right? Like 100% easily. But I often find myself in Teia situations where I'm never playing a deck that's built into a Teia really well. Because it's really hard to build into a Teia.
Well, I hope it'll get easier soon.
It definitely does. There's no way it wouldn't. It's just like a lot of the Teia support we saw was like, oh, Simon Chip, so Mina is coming back. He's going to have to trash after the bankroll. It's no big deal. So I don't know if you res it. I think you have to.
I think I res it. Yeah. Why not?
This is a good demonstration why Vovo and Adrian are going to Teia. Yeah, and Tranquility Home Grid, right?
Yeah, I'm going to res it.
They won't go balance, and this will say that in theory he should know that we have no ice in hand. So
True.
This is not giving off much information. But this is just taxing out the Chesva credits. At least this is not a technically free run. I love how it says you have no ice, lowercase. Like
you have no ice.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
But he could contest this. He's gone through a lot of his deck. As is really fun. I'm assuming there's a twinning somewhere. Because we've seen no other multi-axis besides... Well, Waken is a neat, but I think... Waken Dock, but you play those anyways. Yeah, purge him. Get him.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, 3.
Ruined.
So how do you balance Cyberdeck Sandbox?
I mean, maybe you remove the purging as an exception.
What do you mean?
So that you can only ever use Cyberdeck Sandbox when there are virus counters around.
Okay. So hear me out.
Okay.
When you score it, you put 3 agenda counters on it. It costs 3 agenda counters to purge. And then you only get agenda count whenever they install a virus. So you get a purge, but then you only get free purges if they're playing viruses.
And it still makes you money?
Yeah, I assume but only once per purge.
Sure.
Yeah.
So there's some way like, if you have any of these agendas in your score area, you gain this much when you purge.
I think it should just be flat 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But I'd say limit once per purge.
But I don't think that refers to I don't think that negates the other ones. I think if it says if you have any copies of this card in your score area,
you have to word it really messy. Yeah, maybe that's true. So what do you advance here?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. I advance the send a message, and
it matters because you play around pinhole.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think you advance to send a message. Then you do hedge fund, advance.
Yep.
Yeah. What if it's worth 0 agenda points unless the runner installs a virus at some point later in the game? I don't think that's fun because then you basically the runner shouldn't install viruses. I don't think so. It could be balanced for 3 clicks purge and gain 4 on the agenda itself. Yeah. If the agenda has to do the purge, but I still think you'd like want to have some feel okay playing on a virus or 2.
Oh man, easy bravado.
Yeah. So this boomerang is going to be on the middle surveyor.
Yep. So
revolver only goes through some assignment on, and we still have a second surveyor. So and then we still have Biovault. I think we're in an okay spot here.
But they are going to make a lot of money.
Maybe.
And
the issue we're going to get to send a message that does nothing. I don't think they're going to get back. Because the Biovault eats the boomerang.
Sure. Okay. Well, let's red size them down and see what happens. Yeah. So many juicy targets. I'm going to say event, even though
call hardware. They probably have a boomerang in hand.
Yeah, a boomerang in hand is would be an amazing hit. So.
So here they can break one and shoot the other. So they could simul chip the revolver. They can do break. So yeah, they probably simul chip the revolver. Actually, they might be able to get in here. You'll strand this boomerang. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What if Sandbox made the runner money if you purge what was in their score area? I don't think we need to make it better, right? Like that just makes it better.
I think we hit the boomerang.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So Surveyor's really bad into boomerang. Click purge virus counters. Yeah, or if it just said I think purging taking 2 clicks is a pretty good payoff to Cyberdecks. Because a 2-click purge is still cool. You can purge and push. Oh, the runner would make the money if you purged.
It's too bad.
That's kind of fun.
It's too bad now. Oh, it's true. Yeah, it's too bad. Send a message is
blank. You res here.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I don't think they get it. This bravado is gonna be really good.
I think they get it.
What's the break on 6 though? It costs like 6 credits.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
4. Oh, I think we lose. Yeah.
Well, I mean, now we Biovault, but then they will have a revolver and a bunch of money.
Yeah, but they can't get through to. They probably can. Yeah, we lose. Yeah, Surveyor's just really bad.
Okay, so.
Yeah, you can just pop.
Do you need your movement or pop?
It doesn't matter. They paid.
Do.
In theory, you should do it here because they didn't pass the ice, so you get 1 less bravado credit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's easy to miss.
Yeah, it's a good point.
The first time you gain counters, click on each of your turns. Yeah.
Yeah, this is easy to go back through.
Can't res during encounter? Oh, yeah, we had to pre-res it. You're right. Yeah, that is actually wrong. So we had to res it when we res the Surveyor. Just deny them a credit. They was still right. They would still break it. Yeah, but technically that's wrong. Yeah, that's a very, very big point. I actually get upset because people miss that, where they like res their their tranquilities after they say drafter can fire. Like, you can't do that. But yeah, we lose. This is what turn? Can you scroll up and lock? 9. It's not that slow. Judge.
I mean, it would have been. We would have won by now if we'd used Teia's ability, of course. But
yeah, we lose.
Okay, yeah, we definitely lose. They definitely can get through this. We've got no more surprises. I'm gonna say hardware again because it's funny.
What else do we trash? Because they have to hit 2, right?
Yeah, I think we hit a boomerang and then a Chesva.
Yeah, you're right. Boomerang Chesva. So there's only 1 more boomerang, but unfortunately it's a bit too little too late. It sucks that our whole server is 1 type. Like, if we had a code gate here, things get interesting.
Oh, but they are trying to break it, so that's interesting. I don't think it's
fire.
Yeah.
No, they're still getting in.
Okay, we hit 2.
Prepaid class act, nice value.
Cool. They are still getting in though, for sure.
Yeah. Counter and pre-jack out movement phase. You can't res during pre-jack out? Yeah, that's it. Game.
Good game. Good game, Toron. Good game, each and every one of us.
That was brutal. I wonder if we should play it slower. I think it's really hard, right? Like, that server is super, super unfortunate into boomerang, let alone thing. Man, that was fast. Yeah, for you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was rough. So like, I don't know how we get out of that. We probably could play a bit slower. Like, the tattoo bolas are okay.
We didn't even get a chance to see Conundrum. That's
cool. Too bad. Yeah, Conundrum is, there's no AI, but it is still like 4 strength code gate is not a bad spot to be as long as you can afford it. Sadakas have no target here, really, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, even class act doesn't feel that powerful.
Yeah, like, it's not great.
It's not always worth 2 trash card from your own HQ.
We had double Vovo. That actually would be really, really good.
Yeah, Vovo would have been great here.
Yeah. I wonder if the
Vovo and a Surveyor server is great.
Yes.
It's really cool.
I wonder if we should have not advanced it. Like, if we just slow rolled it, it looks like we just put an Anoetic or something in there potentially.
Like what, advanced La Costa instead? Like,
no, you advance it, but like clearly we had an agenda we wanted to score out because we pushed a Biovault that we might have been able to be like, oh, just ice R&D, ice HQ, and just make it look like it's nothing, right? Like, it's just a Biovault slowly accruing, something like that. But with Sayas, yeah, I think we only have 1 Sayas though. I mean, oh no way. Yeah, I think the back is way too slow.
Yeah, probably.
I think games are over before it matters. Just like, look at this. Oh, we have 1 Adrian. Bummer.
Yeah, I feel like we could have more defensive upgrades here.
It's weird. It's like the deck has nearly no end to run code gates. It's like Conundrum and Thimblerig. It has a lot of Anansi's. I honestly don't know how I feel about Anansi right now.
In this deck particular, or in general?
No, in general, never. Anansi right now feels like the worst it's been in a long time.
It feels like killers are powerful right now in a way that you like. Echelon is being imported into other factions because everyone seems to be able to get it up to strength pretty quickly.
It's just like, I don't know. If I want to pay 8 credits early game, I don't want for Anansi. I'd rather res a Vampy. It's a good text. It's good text, but I don't know. Yeah. Thanks for the game, eh? All right. I think we don't have time for another game, huh?
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired.
Don't they always check the remote at this point? They might not, right? Like if that's an NGO front, that's a huge blowout, right? Like maybe it's unfortunate we played 2 NGO fronts, or we shuffled 1 back, right? Yeah, we played 2, we shuffled 1 back. But if that's an NGO front, like obviously we still buy it. We probably still buy a vault there and try and bait them.
I think so, because like they would have had enough money to go back again, and that would have been a good.
I don't imagine I would check without it being clearly bio. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if we didn't jam the bio and we just waited,
I mean,
we would have got this. Send a message.
This is peak Netrunner, which is like we gave them information by behaving in a certain way, and they behaved a certain way based on that. And like we could have used that to our advantage. We did not, but
I thought we had the push. I think we also played that push right after class act turn. So he started with like 9 cards in hand, which is like really good if you just want to size some time to fire, let alone the fact that you'll probably have the boomerang in hand and a bravado.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we scored 5-3 here, it's totally fine. Yeah, I think that's true. I don't think we should push that. I still think we're like in a really bad spot. Like we can't make the server that much stronger into boomerang. And the only way, admittedly, you beat double surveyors, you have to do boomerang from hand and then boomerang from prognostic, which with only 13 cards in the deck, as is actually kind of set up for that in the next like 4 turns.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard. Yeah, keep putting HQ win under. Yeah, exactly. You just run through the Nazi every once in a while after building up wake charges. Good game. Weird deck.
Yeah.
Very weird. Definitely would play it more, but like, yeah, I don't know if we didn't draw the pieces to do a Teia stuff, but like this doesn't, like, could we just played Ag Confusion? Yeah, probably. We didn't use our ability a lot, but that might be on us. Okay. Patrick,
Andre, what?
thank you.
Hey, no problem.
I have some bad news and some good news.
Okay, hit me.
Good news. Huge shout out to all the patrons that help support this channel.
Oh.
A lot of time goes into this channel, making it do what it does, and we are entirely supported on Patreon. You can find the link in the description. We have a bunch of tiers. These are just 2 of the tiers. Bad news. I haven't updated yet, and we've had some new patrons since. I think I need to shout out Ben Blum specifically for joining. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Name will be here soon. But these are our Sure Gamble and the Degree Mail tiers. So
yeah.
if you are considering supporting the channel, if you want to do that financially, you can find a link to that. Any amount of support is incredibly appreciated. Otherwise, if you want to support liking the video, sharing it, subscribing, leaving a comment, there's a lot of other ways too that help.
This is just a list of some of the friendliest people in Netrunner that I'm seeing scroll past right now.
Genuinely, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
No, it is kind of like absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. And again, the money that people pay into Patreon goes into feeding me lasagna, which I use to power my writing. That story would not exist if I'd starved to death weeks ago.
We had pizza today.
We did have pizza today, which, as you said, is a lot like lasagna.
It is like lasagna.
If you fold it. Also, folks, Rebellion Without Rehearsal is so close. I'm still not allowed to say how close, but March. I'm so excited. I'm somehow more excited for this than I was for the last set.
Why?
But maybe because I wasn't like in the right headspace. I wasn't paying attention to the cards of the last set as closely. This one, I'm like, I've kind of been browsing that like full set template that Kevin Tame has put out to ask for like feedback.
Oh.
And like there are cards in here that are going to get people so excited.
Yeah.
And I'm so annoyed that I can't talk about them yet.
Pizza's an open face lasagna. It is. It means I love you and dinosaur. Rawr. Still time for a scoop, Patrick. I don't know if we're gonna get it. Again, March is just around the corners. I'm assuming like content folks are probably getting scoops relatively soon, and so that stuff probably won't start for another couple weeks, I imagine. You know, you could talk about them. I'm pretty sure like if you really pry into it, there's definitely stuff in the story that you can like piece together. Let's just say that, I guess.
I don't know. Yeah, definitely read the story over and over again, comment on it. That's how you're going to get the scoops out of it, I think.
The first letter on every line spells out the upcoming observer.
Oh my god. Yeah, we're doing more observer ice. I think people are really demanding that. And of course, once again, just like talk about it in GLC, say I'm a great writer. I'm the best of all possible writers. Really appreciate that.
The best of all possible writers. Yeah. That is the accolade.
I stepped into the multiverse and I saw other writers who were not as good, like Patrick Rothfuss and his fairy sex scenes, I guess.
Those are apparently pretty. What's the word for not everyone agreeing on it?
Contentious?
Okay. Roar.
See, folks, I'm a great writer.
Old dinosaur, I love you. Modern dinosaur is chirp. I haven't petitioned for a scoop, which is fine because I wouldn't know what to do with one if I got it.
They would have given you one.
They would have given you one.
Yeah.
I don't think you ask for them. I think they just send them your way. They'd be like, hey, do you want to do this? And then if you say yeah, you'll do it. So that's cool. Anywho, thanks so much for hanging out. We'll be back. I don't know if there's anything this weekend. There is. I think we're done for February tournaments online. If I'm not mistaken.
I mean, if you're in Montreal, like, join the Slack where we like organize whether we're going to be at l'Expedition on Tuesday evenings. We're no longer at Silver Goblin on Mondays. We're now at l'Expedition on Tuesdays.
I think Nick just organized a GNK.
A GNK in mid-March, I think.
Yeah,
for
so
l'Expedition.
Mind you, we talked about an NPC stuff. There's stuff coming up. There's something relatively. The first one's in Vancouver if you're on that side of Canada, let alone North America. And otherwise, that is mostly it. There's tournaments for March if you want to get them in your calendar. And these are really exciting because, well, it depends when these come out, right? Like, so let's look at this. March 2nd, pretty sure that won't be having the new cards in it. Let's be honest.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, but it's sunset, so what does it matter? It's not possible. March 24th could be new cards. If we're saying things come out in March, right? Like, there's not a lot of windows between now and then.
I've got to go. It's like 11:40, dude. I've got to run, man.
Thanks so much for hanging out. We'll be back in a bit. Take care of yourself. NSC's having a CO Saturday. Check that out. New York City. It's a small one. Kato, how's it going? Yeah, you'd mentioned your Teia attack, which is funny. Take care, y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Ciao.